Good morning, students. Welcome you all today in the live virtual class organized by Board of Studies of ICAI. And today's topic is I would say a different topic in financial reporting. And this topic is on agriculture, right? So I still remember when 10 years ago, when first time I was talking to a gathering on this topic, which is on agriculture. They told me, is it on accounting? I mean to say, is it on a financial reporting? Or is it something which relates to general knowledge, social studies, or something related to different kind of aspects? So I told them that this is the Indian accounting standard which takes care of accounting and reporting in case of agriculture industry, in case of agriculture sector, right? So good morning, Sanjay. Good morning, Prithviraj. Friends, when we are talking about agriculture, right? So why this standard came into picture? And the irony of India is, have you found any accounting standard on agriculture? Do we have any accounting standard on agriculture?
No,
No, there is
no.
no accounting standard
No,
on
sir.
agriculture. And India is a country which is called for Bharat ek krishi pradhan desh hai. India is a India is a agriculture rich country. Yes or no?
Yes,
Yeah.
that's right. Yes.
So while we are agriculture rich country, but we don't have any accounting standard which takes care of agriculture accounting, which takes care of agriculture, right? And when we speak on agriculture, it includes plant and it also includes what? Animals. It includes animals, right? So agriculture includes biological asset, and the definition of biological asset is plant and animal, plant and living animal. Okay. So the point of discussion is, if we are agriculture rich country like Africa, right? Africa is again agriculture rich country. Okay. So there are a lot of countries and continent which are agriculturally very rich. There are some industries which belongs to agriculture sector, but in absence of no any accounting standard on these sector, on these kind of industries, of course, there will be a difference in the accounting treatment. There will be a difference in the accounting treatment. There will be no consistency, no uniformity. And hence, with that, globally, when IFRS was formed, IAS 41 was introduced. IAS 41 was introduced. Likewise, when we have notified Indian accounting standard, what we did? We also notified the counterpart standard of IAS 41, which is Ind AS 41, right? And if I talk about accounting standard, we don't have any standard. On agriculture, right? So this is the guidance which we have. So we have a standard. In accounting standard, no standard on agriculture. In IFRS, we have IAS 41. In Ind AS, we have Ind AS 41. Okay. This is the position, right? With that, my dear friends, in this particular standard, I am going to talk about again the objective and the scope, right? Few definition I'll cover. Then we'll come to the main accounting part, right? What are the four pillars of accounting standard, guys? What are the four pillars of
RMPD.
accounting standard?
RMPD.
RMPD, recognition, measurement, presentation, and disclosure. RMPD. Then we are going to talk about recognition. When to recognize a biological asset. When to recognize an agriculture produce in the books of accounts. Then we are going to talk about measurement. And we are going to talk about the presentation and disclosure aspect also. And this measurement, it also includes gains and losses. And we will be talking about government grants as well. Government grants. Which government grants? While we do have a separate standard on government grants. Are you aware about that? Do you
Yes,
know?
sir. 20.
Financial reporting, we have Ind AS 20. You're right, Saminathan. Good morning. Yes, we have Ind AS 20. Sir, if we have Ind AS 20, then why? Why this government grant is captured here? So, my dear friends, the government grant related to agricultural activity is captured here. Government grant related to agricultural activity is captured here. Okay, right? Sir, what about government grant other than agricultural activity, other than agriculture sector? It will go to Ind AS 20, right? Friends, what is the objective of this standard? The objective of this standard is to prescribe the accounting treatment and disclosures for agricultural activity, right? So this standard addresses 3-4 critical issues. Number one, this standard addresses when should a biological asset or agriculture produce be recognized on the balance sheet, recognition aspect. So this standard will tell you when should a biological asset, means living animal or plant, when should a biological asset or agriculture produce. What is meant by agriculture produce? The produce coming from the biological asset. If cow is giving a milk, what is the nature of cow and what is the nature of milk?
Cow is biological asset. Milk is the agriculture produce.
Very good. Absolutely right, Saminathan. Absolutely right. Okay. So cow is a biological asset. Milk is the agricultural produce. Okay. So we will be understanding today morning, we will be understanding that when should a biological asset or agriculture produce be recognized on a balance sheet, means recognition. Then if cow has to be recognized in the books of accounts and let's say milk has to be recognized in the books of accounts, whether cow has told you what is the price of a milk? Yeah? No. You haven't given any money to the cow for the milk, right? You don't know the price. So what is the next question? You have to recognize this cow and the milk in the books of accounts. You have to pass an accounting entry. For passing an accounting entry, for recording in the books of account, you need a financial value. You need a monetary value. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
And what is the name of that criteria in the 4 pillars of accounting? Measurement. So this standard also taking care of at what value biological asset or agriculture produce be measured. Measurement of recognition of biological asset and agriculture produce. Measurement of biological asset and agriculture produce. How should the difference in value of a recognized biological asset or agriculture produce be accounted for between 2 different reporting dates? How should the difference in value of a recognized biological asset or agriculture produce be accounted for between 2 different reporting dates? What is the meaning of this line? What this line is talking about?
At the reporting date, what is the measurement? How we will be reporting?
Subsequent recognition.
Subsequent measurement. So this is talking about if there is a difference in the value between initial measurement, means at the time of initial recognition, and subsequent measurement, which is on the reporting date, if there is a value, if there is a difference in the value, so how this difference is going to be accounted for, right? So it is talking about subsequent measurement, and it is also talking about if there is a change in value from initial measurement to subsequent measurement of biological asset or agriculture produce, then how it is going to be accounted for. It is talking about gains and losses. And what should be the key disclosure? So this standard largely and primarily talking about the recognition, measurement, presentation and disclosure of biological asset and agriculture produce. Okay. Fair? This
Yes.
standard shall be applicable. This standard shall be applied for the following when they relate to agricultural activity. When they relate to agricultural activity. Okay. So this standard is applicable on three aspects. Number one, this standard is applicable on biological asset. But when this standard is applicable, on these three aspects, when it is related to agricultural activity. Biological asset means living animal or plant. Living animal. Friends, have you ever seen a circus? आप लोगों ने कभी सर्कस देखा है लाइफ में? मेघा,
Sir.
स्वामीनाथन, आयुष, लीला,
Yes.
Yes, sir.
राज, संजय,
Yes.
देखा है? You guys have seen the circus?
Yes.
Yes.
Have you seen the animals in the circus? That monkey is riding the bicycle, goat is sitting on the rickshaw, the lion is jumping between the rings of the fire. I have seen in my childhood. Right. I have seen in my childhood. Are you able to visualize? The lion is jumping between the rings of the fire. The monkey
Yes,
is
sir.
riding the bicycle. So these are the event management company. These are the circus companies. They purchased these animals. So the question is, how these animals are going to be accounted for in the books of that circus management companies, circus companies. Is it as per Ind AS 41? Whether these biological assets are getting covered in the scope of Ind AS 41? Yes or no?
No, sir.
Why no?
Because it's not relating to agricultural activity. It's a business.
Yes. So see, agricultural activity can also be a business, right? So the point is, you're absolutely right, Saminathan. It is not related to agricultural activity. While those animals are biological asset, but those biological assets are not related to agricultural activity. What does it mean? It means that these animals are for the purpose of entertaining the audience. Entertaining the audience, right? They are not for agriculture purposes, right? They are not for agricultural purposes. They are largely for the largely commercial purposes, and their job is to entertain the audience. It is not related to agricultural activity, right? It is not related to farming. It is not related to horticulture. It is not related to perennial farming, cropping, right? So it is not related to milking. Okay. It is not related to dairy sector. It is just for the purpose of entertaining the audience. Likewise, have you attended any wedding? आपने शादी अटेंड की है? नॉर्थ इंडिया वालों ने तो नॉर्थ इंडिया, साउथ इंडिया सबने शादी अटेंड की होगी. बट इन नॉर्थ इंडिया, इफ यू हैव अटेंडेड अ वेडिंग, द ग्रूम, जो दूल्हा होता है, राइट, द ग्रूम the groom used to come on which animal? आपने देखा है? Horse.
Yes.
Right? Horse. So, and there is a band wala, and that band wala is providing that horse. Okay. So the question is, these guys have purchased these animal and they are renting out these animal. They are renting out these animal for the purpose of wedding, right? In the wedding events. So my question is, whether these animals came under the scope of Ind AS 41?
No, sir.
No, because it is not related to marriage. Is not agriculture. It is not related to agricultural activity, right? So while it is a biological asset, it's a living animal, but it is not related to agricultural activity. So many companies, many businesses, right? They are using animal for the purpose of transportation. Have you seen the movie Gabbar? Sholay? Not Gabbar, Sholay. Yes.
Yes.
Hema Malini, that Tanga wali. Tanga. That Tanga means that bullock cart kind of a thing, right? So it is, and what she does, she moved the passenger from one place to another place and she's charging money. So those horses were used for the purpose of transportation. Whether it will come under Ind AS 41? Answer is no. The transportation is not for the agricultural activity. Okay? Transportation is not an agricultural activity. So my dear friends, you are not required to getting more into that, right? Because in your examination paper, the question is not about is it an agricultural activity or not. When the question belongs to Ind AS 41, you have to solve like Ind AS 41, right? That is the bottom line. Okay. And it is an accounting paper. It is a financial reporting paper. It is not a biological, zoological, or sociological, or social studies, or general knowledge kind of a paper. Okay. So at times people are getting into that. Is it an agricultural activity or not? This, that. No. Okay. So largely, if it is on biological asset, right, largely it will be on Ind AS 40. Right. So friends, this standard is related to agricultural. If this standard is related to biological asset, those biological assets which are used for agricultural activity, right? Then this standard is taking care of agriculture produce at the point of harvest. What is meant by harvest? Harvest का मतलब क्या होता है? What is meant by harvesting?
Say example, mango tree is there. The mango tree is the parent plant. When you are plucking that mango from the tree, that is called at the time of harvesting.
Yes. So agriculture produce at the point of harvest. Okay. Means when you are plucking that agriculture produce from the biological asset. Okay. Mango tree is a biological asset. While it is known as a bearer plant means those plant which produces, which gives us fruits and vegetables for more than 1 year, okay. So the bearer plant is covered under Ind AS 16, okay. The bearer plant is capitalized as a Ind AS 16 thing, but non-bearer plant will come under Ind AS 41. So friends, milk from cow, milk is a agriculture produce. Mango from mango tree, mango is a agriculture produce. Okay. Tea leaves from the tea tree, coffee leaves from the coffee tree. Okay. Latex from the rubber plant. These are known as a agriculture produce. So this standard is applicable on agriculture produce at the point of harvest. When you are detaching, when you are plucking, when you are removing the agriculture produce from the biological asset, it is known as a point of harvest. Right? So these agriculture produce is also come under the scope of Ind AS 41 at the point of harvest, right? Once these agriculture produce has been plugged, right? Once it is removed, it is no more covered under Ind AS 41. It will be covered under some other standards which is other than Ind AS 40, right? And my dear friends, this standard is also applicable to government grant if it is related to agricultural activity, right? If it is related to agricultural activity. Now, this Ind AS 41 is not applicable to land if it is related to agricultural activity. Means, so friends, if you have purchased a land and you are doing a farming on that land, so it is not an Ind AS 41 item. It is neither an agriculture produce nor a biological asset, nor it is a government grant. Okay. So land is what?
PPE or investment property.
Or
If it is a rental purpose or capital appreciation, if they kept the land, it will goes to Ind AS 40.
Yes. Right. Your intention is to held the land for capital appreciation, but of course, in the meantime, you are doing some agricultural activity. So the land will be covered under investment property. Okay. Bearer plants means like mango tree, apple tree, rubber tree, okay, tea tree, coffee tree. So all these are known as a bearer plant, means those plants which are related to those plants which provided fruits and vegetables for more than 1 year, like mango tree. Whether mango tree will give you mango only for 1 year or more than 1 year?
More than 1 year.
More than 1 year. So mango tree is known as a bearer plant. Bearer plant means which bears fruits and vegetables for more than 1 year. Government grant related to bearer plants. So what we are discussing here? We are discussing the scope out. We are discussing that what is not covered under Ind AS 41. What is not covered under Ind AS 41? Land is not covered under Ind AS 41. Bearer plant is not covered under Ind AS 41. Government grant related to bearer plants. Right. If bearer plant is not covered, then government grant related to bearer plant is also not covered. If I am establishing mango orchard, right? So, and government has provided me a government grant for planting mango trees. So whether this government grant comes under Ind AS 41?
No, sir. Ind AS 20.
It will come under the normal standard Ind AS 20 on the government grants, right? Intangible asset related to agricultural activity. So many farmers. So farmers are not always poor farmers. In India, some farmers are filthy rich, right? They are using technology. They are using softwares to see the quality of the plant, to see the quality of the seed, to see the weather condition, to see the level of water which they have to provide for cultivating. So for the nutrition to the plant, right? So they're using software and technologies nowadays. These big farmers, big companies. So whether those intangible asset, right, which is related to agricultural activity, whether those intangible asset will be covered under Ind AS 38 or Ind AS 41?
38.
It has to be covered under Ind AS 38. Okay. Right of use asset. Sanjay, what is this right of use asset?
Lease.
Right of use asset means if a company which is into the business of agriculture, means which is in the business of farming, if a company has taken a land on a lease basis, that company will recognize right of use asset. So whether that right of use asset related to a lease of a land related to agricultural activity, whether it will cover under Ind AS 41?
No.
जब
Ind AS
owned land,
116.
जब खुद की लैंड तो आ नहीं रही Ind AS 41 में, तो लीज लैंड कैसे आएगी Ind AS 41 में, right? It will cover under Ind AS 116. Agriculture produce after point of harvest. Once the mango tree has been plucked from mangoes, right? Will these mangoes after harvesting, these agriculture produce will cover under Ind AS 41?
No.
Answer
No.
is
Sir.
sorry.
No, sir.
It will not be covered under Ind AS 41. It will be covered under some other standard like inventories, Ind AS 2. We'll talk about that, right? So friends, up to now, as of now, are you guys clear or clear?
Clear.
Clear in mind?
Clear in mind.
Yes.
Absolutely clear.
Clear in mind. Bibhu, Ayush, Geeta?
Yes, sir. Clear.
Yes, sir.
Clear.
Okay. I have to cover a lot of journey today. So it's just setting the context. What is covered, what is not covered, right? Okay. Right. So friends, talking about the biological asset, I'll divide this biological asset into two parts. living animal and plant. Living animal and okay. So living animal means if it is related to agricultural activity, it will cover under Ind AS 41, right? Plant will be bifurcated into two parts: bearer plant, non-bearer plant. What is meant by bearer plant? Which provide agriculture produce for more than 1 year. Like example I have taken. Which example I have taken, Megha or Geeta? If you can just call out the example. Yes. Which example I have taken, Geeta? Examples for bearer plant. I'm not able to hear you.
Mango tree, sir.
Yes, mango tree, apple tree, right? Banana tree, let's say coffee tree, tea tree, rubber plant, right? These are the bearer plant. These are the bearer plant. Coconut tree also. Coconut tree gives us coconut only for 1 year or many years.
Many years, sir.
Many years. So coconut tree also, right? So
Around 16
those
years.
bearer plant will come under Ind AS 16. Non-bearer plant, seasonal plant, which provides fruits and vegetables, which provides agriculture produce only within a year, only in a year. It will cover under Ind AS 41. It will cover under Ind AS 41, right? Can you give an example of non-bearer plant? Many examples.
Tomato tree, sir.
Tomato plant, right? Potato, tomato, carrot, mint. Okay. So all these are non-bearer plant, which provides you fruits and vegetables only for 1 year. Only for 1 year, within a year. Right. So these are the examples which is given in the standard as well as your study material as well. Examples of biological asset, agriculture produce, and products that are result of processing after harvest. Sheep. What it provides you? Wool. And what is the final product from wool? Clothes.
Sweater.
Right?
Carpet.
Sweaters. Right? Jackets, sweaters, woolen clothes. Right? Yarn, carpet, etc. Trees in a timber plantation. You can see. So when at times near highway you have seen a lot of jungles. And probably you have find the same kind of trees in those jungles. These are man-made jungles also, right? So they are doing a timber plantation, and what they will get from it? They will get a felled tree logs, right? And they will use these felled tree logs for the purpose of lumber. What is lumber? Furniture, for the purpose of manufacturing of furniture, right? Dairy cattle like goat, cow, these are biological asset. What they provide as agriculture produce? Milk. And what is the final product or the inventory which will be manufactured from the milk? Butter, cheese, etc.
Third.
Sugarcane. Sugarcane is a biological asset. What you get as a agriculture produce? Harvested cane, right? And what you get as a product? Sugar, right? Sugar. Tea bushes. What you get from tea bushes? Have you seen in a tea garden?
Yes, sir. In wood tea, I have seen it.
Yes. So they are wearing kind of a cap, and they are having some bucket, and they are just plucking the leaves and putting into the bucket. Have you seen that?
Yes, sir, in Siliguri.
Yes, Siliguri, Darjeeling. Very good.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Yeah. So what is the agriculture? Tea, and you know the life of the tea plant, and those tea plant are very tiny, kind of very short tea plant. They are not like apple and mango tree. They are very short. Even the height of the tea plant, the height of the tea tree might be lower than our height. They are not even 5 or 6 feet. Okay. But their life is 100 years, 150 years. Their life is like that only. So tea tree is tea bushes, tea tree. These are Biological asset, of course. But what is the agriculture produce they are giving?
Leaves.
Leaves. And what? And what is manufactured from those leaves?
Final product.
Tea. Yes. Grape wines. Have you guys had a tea in the morning?
Yes, sir. We have just
You have? Okay. Yes. So grape wines, what you get from the grape wines? Picked grapes?
Yeah,
Yes.
grapes.
Grapes. Like this wine industries, they have a lot of grapes garden, grape orchard. They have a lot of grapes, wines, and they are plucking the grapes from them. And what they are manufacturing from those grapes? Wine.
wine.
And some other products as well. Okay. Tobacco plant. Tendu leaves. Have you heard about tendu leaves?
For BD purpose.
For BD purpose, right? So this tobacco plant, and what is important? What is the agriculture produced from the tobacco plant? Picked leaves, right? They are also picking leaves, and what they are manufacturing? Cured tobacco. Rubber tree is a biological asset. What they are giving you as agriculture produce? Harvested latex. Okay, and from the latex, what is the final outcome?
Rubber product different.
Rubber product. Okay, rubber product. So friends, these agriculture produce will come under Ind AS 41. These biological asset except bearer plant like sugarcane, tea bushes, grape vines, tobacco plant, rubber tree. These are the bearer plant which will come under Ind AS 16. But these items come under Ind AS 41. This item comes under Ind AS 41. All the agriculture produce. So even the agriculture produced from the bearer plant will come under Ind AS 41. And these items will come under Ind AS 2 inventories. Okay. So this is what I am trying to just tell you as a concept. When first time I was teaching that standard, my daughter was listening was listening all these things. I was talking about cow, buffalo, horse. So she was asking me, Papa, today were you teaching CA final students, or today you were teaching some 6th or 7th class students? So I told her, beta, I was teaching to CA final students only because this is kind of a big industry, right? Agriculture is again a sector, and I was telling them that what is the accounting reporting of these items, right? What is the accounting and reporting of this sector? And before that, I was setting the context and I was explaining the concept. So उसने सोचा पता नहीं पापा आज क्या पढ़ा रहे हैं. Okay. Yeah. So coming to the notes on the Excel file. So we discussed Ind AS 41 is applicable on biological asset, agriculture produce at the point of harvest, and government grant when related to agricultural activity. Ind AS 41 does not apply to bearer plant like mango tree, apple tree, coconut tree, rubber tree, tea tree, coffee tree, etc. However, Ind AS 41 applies to the agriculture produce of these bearer plant. For example, mangoes, apple, rubber, tea leaves, coffee leaves, etc. at the point of
Harvest.
Harvest.
Once it is harvested, it is no more Ind AS 41 item. Then it will go to Ind AS 2 inventory. Very good. It will go to Ind AS 2 inventory. Guys, I hope it is very much clear to you. Yes?
Yes, sir. Clear.
Clear? Very much clear?
Yes, sir.
Great.
Yes, sir, very much clear.
Yes. So let me give you an example. Like Nestle India Limited. Have you heard about Nestle?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
And what is the 2-minute product of a Nestle?
Maggie.
Maggie. Yes.
Okay.
So Maggie is the product of Nestle. So Nestle is into Nestle is a FMCG company. It is into a lot of products. Okay. So friends, I have made a drawing. Don't laugh on the drawing, right? I am very poor in drawing. So I have drawn a mango tree. Okay. This is the mango tree which I have drawn. Okay. So, and these are the mangoes. These are mangoes. ये क्या है? Mangoes है. Okay. These are the mangoes on the
It's
mango
very
tree.
little, sir.
Yes. So mango tree is a bearer plant covered under Ind AS for 16. But these mangoes are what? These mangoes are agriculture
Agricultural
produce
produce.
covered under Ind AS 41. For example, let's take a date today. What is the date? 11 October. Let's say.
11.
On 11 October, the company has plugged 100 kgs of mangoes. The company has plugged 100 kgs of mangoes. My question to all of you is, the company has plugged, it is date of harvest. Whether Ind AS 41 is applicable on this agriculture produce?
No.
Yes,
sir.
of course. Yes, Sanjay.
Yes.
At the point
Still
of
the-
harvest.
At the point of harvest, yes.
Yes,
After
on
that,
the
no.
date of harvest, Ind AS 41 is applicable, I told you. After that, it is not applicable, right? But at the point of harvest means on the date of harvest, right? You are Sanjay, you are the accountant of this company. This company has a mango orchard, right? And the staff has plugged mangoes, around 100 kg of mangoes on 11th of October. Now you are the accountant, you have to draft some accounting entries in the books of Nestle. So which standard you will refer? Ind AS 41 you will refer because it's agriculture produce, right? Now the question comes, at what value? At what value? किस value पे करें, right? At what value? Because Geeta, whether this mangoes has a value means, I mean to say, whether we have incurred any cost to bring these mangoes. Of course, the cost may be there, but you cannot identify that cost. For example, you will say that, sir, we have given water, we have given fertilizer to that plant, this, that. So the point is, the mango tree is giving you mangoes in tons, 1000 kg, 2000 kg. So hardly the cost came out as 1 rupee per kg, 2 rupee per kg, 5 rupee per kg, let's say. But is it the real value of the mango? Whether that cost is a reflection of a value?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Of course, no. Of course, no. Right. In my childhood, I still know, in my childhood days, so what we did, so the residual of the food, for example, right? So you are chopping or cutting tomatoes. So there is some residual, right? You are just throwing these residuals to your residual land, right? So we had a land, okay? So on the front side, our house was constructed. On the backyard, there was a lawn, there was a land.
Yes,
And we
sir.
were dumping that, residual of kind of a fruit or vegetable into that land. So there was a time when around 40-50 tomato plant has grown up automatically. We haven't given any water, nothing, right? So it's all natural. And you won't believe, at that point of time, I still remember, and those were the childhood days. So now we are living in flat. Now there is only some flower plant which is lying in the balcony. Otherwise,
No backyard, sir.
there is no backyard, no lawn, nothing, right? So the point is, what I'm trying to make here, around 40-50 tomato plant has grown up automatically without any cost, right? And in those summer days, I still remember we plugged more than 100 kg of tomato, right? For 2 to 3 months, we never purchased tomato. We made a sauces also, tomato sauce, right? In house. And we have distributed tomato to our neighbors, to our relatives, like anything. I can tell you, our family and our neighbor's family, 4 or 5 neighbors' family, they haven't purchased tomato for at least 3 to 4 months, right? And our relative also. So the point is, What was the cost of those more than 100 kg of tomato to us? Zero. But the price of the tomato is 10 rupee per kg, and those days 10 rupee per kg or 15 rupees per kg. Right? So the point is whether the cost is the true reflection. Answer is no. So that is why this standard has come into picture, that these kind of agriculture produce biological asset which is outcome of a nature, right? But the companies are using as a raw material, right? The companies are using, what should be the value to that? What should be the value to that? And standard says that these agriculture produce at the point of harvest has to be measured at fair value less cost to sell. Has to be measured at fair value less cost to sell. For example, the fair value of these mangoes is 50 rupees per kg and cost to sell is 5 rupee per kg. So what is my fair value less cost to sell? My fair value less cost to sell is 45 rupees per kg. At what value I will recognize 45 rupees? What is the accounting entry on 11th October as per Ind AS 41? Agriculture produce mangoes account debit 45 multiplied by 100, right? To other income. It will go to other income because you haven't incurred any cost. Means you haven't incurred, or whatever cost you must have incurred, you have taken into P&L already. So you will take this value of the agriculture produce to the income side, to other income. Being agriculture produce recognized as per Ind AS 41. So now Nestle has plugged 100 kg and Nestle has stored these 100 kg in their warehouse, in their godown, in their warehouse, because Nestle has to prepare, Nestle has to manufacture jam, sauces, chutney, pickles, soft drink from these mangoes. So now immediately after this first entry, what will be the second entry? These agriculture produce will become inventory for this company. Yes or no? I told you
Yes.
na. After point of harvest, Sanjay, after point of harvest, this agriculture produce will become inventory for this company. It will become an inventory. Okay. So my dear friends, what is the next accounting entry? Next accounting entry on the same day, once you have accounted for agriculture produce under Ind AS 41, the next accounting entry will be inventory account debit to agriculture produce. And what is the opening value of this inventory?
Carrying value.
Carrying value of agriculture produce, right? So the value of agriculture produce as per Ind AS 41, which is based on fair value less cost to sell, will become the opening value of this raw material inventory, right? And friends, on 31st March, what will happen? क्या होगा
Next we
31st
will
March में?
sir measure it at lower of cost or NRV as per inventory.
In
Index 2.
standard. Very good. Very good.
And then its cost will be like say 0 in a tomato or like example.
Yes. So basically what happened? Yes. So these mangoes are lying on the godown. Now it has already become an inventory. You have to apply inventory standard Ind AS 2. Ind AS 2 क्या बोलता है? What Ind AS 2 says? It says that inventory has to be subsequently measured on the reporting date at cost or NRV, whichever is very cost or in NRV, whichever is lower. Whichever is lower, right? Whichever is lower. Is that clear? So guys, are you clear on this accounting part? Yes or no?
Yes.
Very much clear, na?
Very much clear.
Yes.
Amazing. Amazing. Okay. Now let's have another example. Okay. ABC Private Limited has coconut farms and they are in the business of selling coconuts. Draft accounting entries for capturing the below events. On 31st August 2021, the company has plugged 1,000 coconuts. On that date, the fair value less cost to sell is 10 rupees per coconut. On 25th September 2021, the company has sold 800 coconuts at the rate of 1500 rupees per piece per coconut. On 31st March 22, the company has 200 coconuts which are lying in the godown. NRV of the coconut on 31st March 2000 on 31st March is 9 rupee per piece. Tell me how to move with this accounting. Tell me.
The first entry would be agriculture produce to other income.
Yes. The first entry will be agriculture produce to other income. On 31st August 2021, what we will record? We will record the coconut which are plucked at the point of harvest. So accounting entry agriculture produce coconut account debit to other income, 1000 coconut multiply by 10. Okay. So being agriculture produce recognized at the point of harvest under Ind AS 41. What is the second entry?
For sale.
Inventory to produce.
Yes. Second entry is inventory to agriculture produce. Now you will de-recognize agriculture produce and you will recognize inventory. On which date?
Same day.
Same date. On the same date. On the same date. First entry, second entry. Right? First entry, second entry. आप लोग भी तो एक ही दिन में 2-3 सब्जेक्ट पढ़ते हो ना या नहीं पढ़ते? Yeah, you guys are
Yes,
also studying 2-3
Yes, sir.
subjects in a day, na?
Two subjects, sir.
In the morning you are studying financial reporting. You open the books of financial reporting, then close the books, then you'll open the books for auditing, right? So likewise, things are happening on the same day also. Not necessarily, sir, 31st August को एक entry pass कर दी, अगली entry नहीं करेंगे. ऐसा नहीं होता. Okay. So on the same date, you have to pass an accounting entry for transferring this agriculture produce to the inventory. So one thing is very clear. For agriculture produce, there is only initial measurement, no subsequent measurement. Why? Because after initial measurement, it will transfer to inventory. उसका subsequent measurement तो आएगा ही नहीं. उसका subsequent measurement कहाँ आएगा? Inventory में आएगा. Right? Now, what is the second entry on 25th September 21? Not Sanjay or Saminathan. No Sanjay, no Saminathan. So Prithviraj, what is the entry on 25th September 21? Or Ayush?
Sir, it should be cash account debit to sales because we are selling it.
Yeah, cash account debit
If it
to
is
inventory, right? Cost of sales.
okay,
भी आप बोल
directly.
सकते हो.
Okay. So we are directly deducting it from inventory.
Yeah.
Okay.
So cash, see, now you become a professional. Now you are no more kids. Okay. You are a professional. So terminologies, entries, these are okay. So cash account debit to inventory. This is sold at 15 rupee per piece, 800 coconut, 800 multiplied by 15. Inventory is at 10 rupee. Yes? 10 rupee पे ही है ना?
Yes, sir.
Right, sir.
Yeah. Then profit on sale is 4,000 rupees. Now, what is the next entry on 31st March 22? The price of the coconut has gone down to 8 rupee. 200 coconut are left. On the reporting date, 200 coconuts are lying in the godown. Not Ayush, not Prithviraj, not Sanjay, not Saminathan. Somebody else. Not Bibhu. Then, who's left? Megha or Geeta or even Leela. Leela, you can also answer. So Megha has answered recognize sale. Okay, already. So Megha has answered for the last query. What is the entry on 31st March 22, guys? Yes. Sanjay, you want to answer?
Yes, we will reduce the price of this inventory and it would be profit and loss account debit 1600 to inventory.
Yes. So basically, NRV of the coconut is 9 rupee per piece, right?
Okay, it is
And
NR
at what
9
value? What value we've recognized this inventory? 10
It's
rupee.
10 rupees.
10 rupee. 10 पे recognize किया है ना?
yes,
हमने
1 rupee
the
would be
first entry was on 10 rupee ना? So
yes,
inventory is on 10 rupee, right? So from 10 it become 9.
We have to just credit from 1 rupee.
So impairment loss on inventory 200 multiplied by 1 to inventory, right? So inventory revalued at cost or NRV, whichever is lower. So guys, are you clear on this?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So let's move further. Some important definition. Biological asset is defined as living animal or plant. Agriculture produce is defined as the harvested produce of the entity's biological asset. Harvest is detachment of produce from a biological asset or the cessation of a biological asset, life process. Agricultural activity involves biological transformation and harvesting of biological asset for sale or for conversion into agricultural produce or for conversion into additional biological asset. Agricultural activity covers a diverse range of activity, raising livestock, forestry, annual perennial cropping, cultivating orchard, plantation, floriculture, aquaculture, right? You can read these things. Biological transformation means it comprises the process of degeneration, production, procreation that cause qualitative and quantitative changes in a biological asset. So this is talking about the definition of a biological transformation. So biological transformation is a process. It includes what? Growth, increase in the quantity or improvement in the quality of a plant or animal, right? So infant become a toddler become an adult, right? Then it will become a senior citizen kind of a thing. So it talks about a growth. It talks about a degeneration, decrease in the quantity or quality. It is talking about the death of the biological asset. Production. It is talking about the production from the biological asset. Procreation. It is talking about the human are giving a birth to the humans, right? Cow is giving birth to calf. It is talking about procreation. So these are known as a biological transformation. When the biological transformation happens, there could be a qualitative or quantitative changes in a biological asset, right? So this is just a definition which is given. And fair value, cost to sell, fair value is a definition which is same definition which we have also read in Ind AS 36, impairment of asset.
And 105 also we studied.
105 also we have studied, right? So this fair value definition is given in Ind AS 113. Cost to sell is an incremental direct cost which will be incurred when if you are supposed to sell that asset, what is the incremental cost which you have to incur? Bearer plant we have discussed. So these things we have discussed, guys. Okay. Now coming to illustration number 1, ABC Limited grows vines, harvests the grapes and produces wine. ABC Limited grows vines means grapevine, grape plant. ABC grows grapes plant, harvests the grapes and produces wine. Which of these activities are in the scope of Ind AS 41? Grape plant is a bearer plant or non-bearer plant?
It will be error plant.
Bear plant.
Where it will be covered?
16.
India 16.
Ind AS 16. Very good. Then it is giving you grapes. When you are harvesting grapes, where it will be covered?
41.
It will be called
41. Agriculture
41
produce.
at the
And
time.
then that agriculture produce will go to Ind AS
Yeah,
inventory.
on the same day.
And the final product wine, where it will be covered, this finished goods? Ind AS 2.
Vineyards.
Right? So I have given you the series and sequence of all these activities that in which standard these are getting captured. Okay. Fine, my dear friends. मजा आ रहा है आप लोगों को प्लांट एनिमल ट्री की
Yes.
बात करने में सुबह सुबह? यस
Yes, sir. पूरे बचपन के गांव वाले दिन याद आ गए सर.
गांव वाले दिन. Yes. Now we have reached to the recognition criteria. Recognition criteria, friends. You remember in my every lecture I told you, there are always two criteria will always be there. Two criteria will always be there for any recognition of an asset on this planet. What are those two criteria?
The future economic benefits will
entity
will
and the
arise
cost
to
will be measured reliably.
When
Yeah.
it is probable that future economic benefit will be embodied and cost can be measured reliably.
Yes. Future economic benefit and cost can be measured reliably. And my dear friends and my dear students and my dear kids also, always remember this. When you become a chartered accountant and when you wear a formal dress, wear a tie and went for an interview, the interviewer may ask this question. Tell me when you will recognize an asset. Tell me. So then you have to speak like a pro, that yes, you have to speak like this only. If future economic benefit is probable, or you are expecting a future economic benefit, and you are reliably able to measure the cost, these are the minimum two conditions, right? And of course, what is the kind of asset? It depends on that also, but these are the two minimum condition which is required for recognition of every kind of asset, for every kind of asset, right? Will you be able to remember always?
Yes,
yes,
sir.
always.
Yes.
Always.
Yes, sir.
And let me tell you, so, you know, the philosophy of students are, and even when I was student, I had a same philosophy. But then in future, I have realized that I was doing things wrong. So when we are working, when we are studying as a student, we are thinking that our only objective is to pass an exam. That is a main objective. I'm not denying that. I'm not disagreeing to that. Right. The main objective is to become a chartered accountant. And how you will become a chartered accountant? When you will pass your exam, right? And when you will pass your exam, the date of result will convert your CA student raw material into a chartered accountant finished goods, right? So the point is, then you start looking out for a job or something. Then you were sitting on an interview panel, right? When you are sitting on an interview, so when you are sitting in an interview in front of a panel, so you have very less time to prepare for an interview also. So what I'm trying to tell you here, so always when you study any concept, study that concept like you are going to teach or you are going to discuss with somebody else, or you are going to discuss this concept in an interview, right? Just study, just understand like that only. It will help you in two ways. Number one, it will help you to getting prepared as a professional after passing the CA exam, and it will help you in passing the CA exam also. As I told you, like your ICAI study material, हर क्वेश्चन के ऊपर ना हिंट नहीं होगा. होगा क्या?
नहीं सर.
हर क्वेश्चन के ऊपर there is no hint. And when the question will come, this question may be a combination of 2 or 3 standards. So when you are doing a, interrelated study means when you are learning a single standard and you are relating the situation with other standard also. For example, whenever you are reading a recognition criteria, the first question on the back of your mind should come, अच्छा ये दो क्राइटेरिया तो हर स्टैंडर्ड में होते हैं, राइट? सो दीज काइंड ऑफ थिंग्स शुड पॉक योर माइंड. Oh, future economic benefit is probable. A smile should come on your face. Acha, future economic benefit. Cost. Yes. Right? Okay. This will give you more confidence, more comfort. Are you agree with me or disagree with me?
Agree.
It will help you in
Completely.
exam hall as well. Yes. So with that, for recognition of a biological asset and agriculture produce, future economic benefit should be probable. Cost can be measured reliably. Okay. So fair value is also added in this particular case. Fair value is also added. And why fair value is added? Because this is kind of a standard where the either cost is not there. You remember my practical life experience of throwing the tomato, residual of tomato into the lanyard and into the lawn, and I got more than 100 kgs of tomatoes. So
Yes, sir.
had I incurred any cost?
No,
No,
sir.
sir.
No. But the price of tomato was always there. But the market value of the tomato was always there. Right? It was always there. So that is why it is a kind of standard in which you are dealing, the kind of items with which you are dealing, you will not always get a cost. That is why the fair value is important. Fair value is important. Okay. So future economic benefit should be probable, fair value or cost can be measured reliably. And the third condition is also there. Entity should control the asset. And why this condition is there? So let me explain that. For example, there is a factory. Okay. There is a factory. And outside the gate of a factory, a street dog always used to sit outside the factory. He is sitting outside the factory. And these factory guys are giving a bread and milk to this dog. So this dog, while it's a street dog, it just become like a pet dog. Hota hai na? You must have seen.
Yes, sir.
If you are living in a kind of an independent house, so the street dog are roaming around your house. If you're giving bread, chapati, milk, they just become like a pet animal, right? So the dog was always sitting outside the factory. The dog was getting some milk or bread, and the dog used to ensure that no trespasser should enter into that factory premises. Right? The regular visitors, the regular workers, the regular staff, the regular person who were there, they are coming and going inside the factory. The dog should stay silent. But if the dog will see the new person entering into the premises of the factory, the dog started barking. Right? The dog started barking. So friends, tell me one thing. Here, whether the future economic benefit is there from the dog. The security service, the dog is providing the security service. Even if an asset is giving you security service, it is also tantamount to future economic benefit. It is also tantamount to a future economic benefit. तो क्या डॉग सिक्योरिटी सर्विस दे रहा है या नहीं दे रहा?
Yes.
Yes. Future economic benefit we are getting from the dog. Whether cost can be measured reliably, answer is no. But whether the dog has a fair value. If somebody knows the breed of the dog and get it valued in the veterinary market, that dog has a value. Right? You are looking like a street dog. आप कहते हो अरे ये तो street dog, इसकी कोई value नहीं है. वो बोलने में value नहीं है. But value तो है ना. Everything is of a use.
Yes, sir.
So why cost may not be there, but the market value may be there. And of course, you will not be able to value the value of the dog. But of course, there are the veterinary market. There are the experts who will tell you what is the value of this dog. 1,000 rupee, 5,000 rupees, 1 lakh rupee, 2 lakh rupee, right? Yes. So now the point is, future economic benefit is probable. Fair value or cost can be measured reliably. Will you capitalize the dog into your books of accounts?
No.
No, sir, we will not.
Why?
Because entity
Because
does
if
not
you treat
control.
dog, anytime the corporation will come and take that asset, the entity is not able to control that.
So, for example, and you have rightly mentioned, Swaminathan, for example, tomorrow the municipality van will come and will catch all these street dogs. In Gurgaon, there was a movement, so 2-3 years back, there was some videos which got viral that the dog has given a bite to one of the infant, one of the kid, right? It was very, it was a very, I would say, cruel kind of a video which was there. So then a movement was started from the residents, and municipalities started, keeping these dogs to a dog shelter. So if tomorrow the municipality catcher will come and they will catch all these dogs, will you be able to stop to them? Will you be able to stop them?
No, sir.
Why no? Because you don't have a control over that dog. You don't have a control, right? So that is why this word control is very, 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 very important, right? So friends, if for example, if you have purchased a Doberman or a German Shepherd, future economic benefit is probable. Answer is yes. Fair value cost can be measured reliably. You have purchased the asset. Yes. Are you controlling the German Shepherd or Doberman? The dog which you have purchased, are you have a control? Do you have a control? Yes. You have purchased that asset. You have a control, right? In many countries, there is a registration also required that you are the owner of that animal, right? So yes, you control the asset. Okay. So the point is why the word control has put here. The control plays a very important role because the kind of item in which you are dealing, this word control is very important. You are going to a place, right? You have seen near the highway, you have seen a mango tree. You plucked 10-15 mangoes from that tree. Whether the tree belongs to you,
No.
will you be able to capitalize this agriculture produce, or will you be able to capitalize this mango tree in your books of accounts?
No, sir.
No, but future economic benefit is probable. Every time you are passing, you are plucking, right? Because nobody is there to guard. The fair value is also there. Then what stops you in recording these mangoes in your books of accounts?
That mango tree is not my control.
Yes. So you don't have a control over that mango and the mango tree. You don't have a control, right? You don't have a control. Control means accessing the right, having a right to access those items and stopping others to have the right to access. So while you may have a right to access because this tree is lying in a jungle, you may have a right to access, but will you be able to stop others?
The answer is no, sir.
The answer is no. If I can pluck, Bibu can also pluck. Bibu can go with the stone. Bibu can throw the stone and just pluck the mango, get the mango. So the point is I cannot stop him, right? It is not in my control. But if that mango tree will be in my lawn, if it will be into my backyard, can I stop Bibu? Answer is yes. Answer is yes. I am getting future economic benefit. Fair value is also there for that mango, right? And I am controlling that asset. I can stop others. How dare you enter into my backyard? How dare you touch my mangoes and the mango tree? Right? So guys, have you understood the word control? Have you understood the concept? To cut a long story short, right? So agriculture produced in biological asset is going to be recognized in the books of accounts, right? When three conditions will met, future economic benefit should be there, fair value or cost can be measured reliably, and entity should control the asset. An entity should control the asset. Okay. Measurement. Friends, biological asset like cow, buffalo, sheep, biological asset. These biological assets are initially and subsequently measured at, initially means on the date of initial recognition, and subsequently means on the reporting date. On the reporting date. On the reporting date. On the reporting date. On the reporting date and at the time of initial recognition. These biological assets are measured at which value?
Fair value less cost to sell.
Fair value less cost to sell. Fair value less cost to sell. These biological assets are measured at fair value less cost to sell. What about agriculture produce? What about agriculture produce?
Fair value less cost to sell, same.
उसका तो हमने क्वेश्चन भी किया था. कोकोनट, नेस्ले, मैंगो. Yes, agriculture produce are initially measured at fair value less cost to sell and subsequently
Fair value less cost to sell.
As per expectation.
According to the standard, Ind AS 16
yes.
or Ind AS
So,
2.
yeah. So there is no subsequent measurement of agriculture produce. The agriculture produce has to be initially measured as per Ind AS 41 at the point of harvest. Okay. And what is the value? Fair value less cost to sell. Once agriculture produce is recognized, then immediately it has to be derecognized and it will be transferred to other standard like inventory. Okay. So,
Yes.
अभी मैंने बताया ना आपको, what is meant by subsequent measurement? Initial measurement happens on the transaction date. And what is the transaction date for the purpose of agriculture produce? Point of harvest. Point of harvest. Sir, if mango is lying on the mango tree, let's say 100 kg of mango, we have not plucked, right? And on 31st March, I know 100 kg of mango is lying on the mango tree and we have not plucked. Sir, will we not do any accounting for those mangoes which are lying on the mango tree? Will we do or will we not do? करेंगे नहीं करेंगे accounting?
We will not do, sir. It's form part of the peerer plant.
We will
That
not
is-
do the, so just hold on, Saminathan. Yes, we will not do, you're absolutely right. We will not do the accounting of mangoes which are lying on the mango tree. We have not plucked it. Why we will not do the accounting? The question is why we will not do the accounting. Friends, why the standard talks about that you have to start the accounting only at the point of harvest? Why? What is the reason behind that? Friends, since you have not plucked the mangoes, it is lying on the tree. If tomorrow there will be some insect attack, right? If there will be some bird attack on these mangoes, will these mangoes will be able to be used
No.
as desired by the company, right? If there will be a rain tomorrow, right, and these mangoes will destroyed, will you be able to use that mangoes? Answer is no. So that is why the standard talks about at the point of harvest. आपने वो सारे तोड़े मैंगो, बट आपको वो सारे खराब निकले, तो कोई वैल्यू है उसकी? आंसर इज नो. आंसर इज नो. देयर आर इंसेक्ट्स, राइट? उस पे सब पे वॉर्म्स लगे हुए. Will you store that mango? Answer is no. So that is why it is talking about at the point of harvest. If it is good, if it is usable, then only you will account for. Otherwise तो कोई कॉस्ट तो है ही नहीं ना. जो कॉस्ट थी वो तो आप P&L में लेके जा चुके हो. फर्टिलाइजर, वाटर, whatever. So what you will capitalize, what you will recognize, You will recognize only what is usable for you. And going by the recognition criteria, my dear friend, what was the recognition criteria? Future economic benefit should be probable. So those mangoes which is already destroyed by the worms and the insects, will you be able to get the future economic benefit?
No, sir.
If you will not get the future economic benefit at the first place, you will not recognize. तो वैल्यू की तो बात ही खत्म हो जाती है. Are
Correct.
you able to relate this concept that why it is not when it is lying on the biological asset, when the cow has a milk, but the milkman has not milked the milk. So whether that milk which is there in the cow, are we recognizing that milk? Answer is no. Until and unless it is milked, right? So the point is, are you able to understand that? So if a agriculture produce is lying with the biological asset, the accounting does not happen. When the accounting will start? The accounting will start at the point of harvest. If future economic benefit is probable, fair value can be there, the entity control the asset, then you will recognize the agriculture produce. At what value? Fair value less cost to sell. What will happen subsequent measurement? This agriculture produce will not see the reporting date. Why? Because it is immediately transferred to other asset. So other asset inventory का subsequent measurement होगा, but वो Ind AS 2 के हिसाब से होगा. So friends, I hope you guys have understood. Biological assets are initially and subsequently measured at a fair value less cost to sell, and agriculture produce are only initially measured at fair value less cost to sell and subsequently transferred to the other asset. Is that clear to everyone?
Yes, sir, clear.
Very much clear.
Clear. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Completely
So just
clear.
one thing,
Yeah.
let's say the company or the entity is not controlling the asset, but somehow it get the agricultural produce. Like in your last example, the boy was plucking the mango out of some other tree. So that asset that the entity has already got, how will we account that? We have some
So it
gain, we
is
have that 50 kg of mangoes lying in my stock. Although I don't, right,
so
sir, please, please.
basically what happened, right? So when you got the agriculture produce now, so what happens, Ayush? You remember Ind AS 8? So Ind AS 8 says that if you don't have a specific kind of a guidance for any item, then you go with a similar kind of a guidance. So once you got the agriculture produce, and of course you got a value also, right? It is beneficial for you also. So the accounting of that agriculture produce which you have already plucked, which is there with you, so it will be just like a agriculture produce accounting only. It will be the same accounting. Okay. But as a concept, I was explaining what I was explaining. It was explaining as a concept. Yes, the control should be there. The future economic benefit should be there. The fair value or cost can be measured reliably. Okay. But when you have a when you have a agriculture produce, so what happens? Let's say a thief has theft some agriculture produce from a tree. बचपन में लोग क्या करते थे when we were kids, right? So we used to just throw the stone, and we were living in villages. In cities, of course, these things not happen. In villages, you are throwing a stone to pluck that fruit, right? Guava, banana, right? So क्योंकि उस टाइम पे निशाना बहुत अच्छा होता था. It was just like hitting a bullseye. So we are throwing a stone and so basically you get that fruit and you ran away. If the owner will come, he will beat you. Okay. So
Yes, sir.
so
I have done, sir, this activity during my school time.
Sir, we have done it even at on farm because father will scold us.
yeah. So I'm very candid and transparent with you guys. Okay. So
Yes.
once I get the fruit, that fruit is with me, Ayush, right? So I have a control of that fruit. Okay. So I don't have a control of that biological asset, because I know tomorrow the owner will what owner will do, he'll put a guard there, and he has given an instruction that you will be there, and when the kids will come, you will catch the kids. I'll beat them. Okay. So the point is, I am not controlling the biological asset. Of course, I'm not controlling the tree, but what I'm controlling, which I've already get, जो मिल गया उसको तो मैं कंट्रोल कर ही रहा हूँ, वो तो मेरा हो गया.
Right, sir. Right, sir.
So I can account for that like a agriculture produce. Again, fair value less cost to sell. Agriculture produce account debit to other income, and inventory to agricultural produce. You can do the same accounting. Okay. Yeah.
Okay, got it, sir. Thank you.
Yes. A very humorous kind of a standard, right? It gives you a lot of memories. It gives you a lot of memories.
Yes, sir. It gives memories back of their backyard.
Yes. So friends, agriculture produce and this biological asset we discussed. Okay. Let's do case study 2 measure on the measurement. Okay. A farmer owned a dairy herd. Dairy herd means fleet of animal like goat, cows. A farmer owned a dairy herd of 3-year-old cattle as at 1st April 2001 with a fair value of 13,750, and the number of cattle in the herd was 250. So on 1st April 2001, how many cattle were there? 250. 250. What was the total fair value? What was the total fair value?
13,750.
13,750. So what is the per unit fair value of a single cattle?
55.
55 rupees. And how have you arrived at 55 rupees?
Sir, this is 13,750 divided by 250.
Applying a unitary method which you have studied in class 5. 13,750 divided by 250. 55 rupees per cattle is the fair value of a 3-year-old cattle as on 1st April 2001. Okay. So then the fair value of 3-year cattle as on 31st March 2002 was 60 rupee per cattle. Means after 1 year. After 1 year, what is the fair value of this 3-year-old cattle? 60 rupees. But tell me, if a cattle was 3-year-old on 1st April 2001, what is the age of the cattle on 31st March 2002?
4 age. 4 years.
4 years. 4 years. Yes, this statement is very, very, very important. My dear friends, when you get a question with Ind AS 41 like that, this is very, very important to know about the age as on reporting date, as on subsequent date. Like I told you, the cattle will become 4-year-old cattle. So tell me one thing, whether the price of this 3-year-old cattle is relevant for you.
No, sir.
No, sir.
Right?
It will differ from age to age, and
yeah. It will differ from age. It will differ from age, right? It will differ from age. So when you are a student, you are earning a stipend. Okay. So your fair value is, let's say, X rupee. When you become a chartered accountant, will you earn only stipend?
no, sir.
No, sir.
We will
If I have to earn a stipend, why I'm here? So of course, you will not earn stipend, you will earn a handsome amount of remuneration. So whether your fair value will be X only, your fair value will not be X. Your fair value will be X plus Y. Probably your fair value will be X plus Y, right? Your fair value will be X plus Y. So friends, just allow me a second. I think my charger is not working. Just allow me. Yes, it is working now. Yeah. So then the fair value of the 4-year cattle as on 31st March 2002 is given. which is 75 rupees per kettle. Right? So 4-year-old kettle ki value is also given. It is what? It is the fair value of the 4-year-old kettle has been given. Yes, very good. Calculate the measurement of group of cattle as at 31st March 2002, stating price and physical change separately. What is meant by this price and physical change? What is meant by price and physical change? क्या मतलब है price और physical change? If anyone help me understand here, what is the meaning of the price and physical change?
Sir, price is from 55 rupees to 60 changed.
Yeah.
And physical change means from 60 to 75. The 15 rupees change is the growth, that biological changes.
Price change means only change in the fair value. So apple to apple. What was the price of 3-year-old cattle on 1st April 2001? What was the fair value?
55.
55 rupee. And with the same age of cattle, what is the price as on 31st March 2002? Fair value as on 31st March 2002?
75.
60.
60. Very good. So, for the same age group, the price has also become expensive. From 55, it has gone to 60 rupee. So, what is the price change? What is the price change? Tell me.
Price change is 5 rupees per
Price
same
change is
age group
5
per
rupee.
year.
Yeah, price change is 5 rupee in a year. But the age has also been changed. There is a physical change also. There is a biological transformation. Right? There is a physical change also. Last year, you were a student. Now you become a chartered accountant. So, a student, if I compare with a student to student, right? So, the value of the student is, let's say, 5 lakh rupee. I'm just giving a hypothetical example. But now this student also become costlier because the stipend has increased. So, this 5 lakh becomes 6 lakh rupee. So, value of the student has also increased. So, price change is 1 lakh rupee. But the student become a chartered accountant now. So being a chartered accountant, the value become 1 crore rupee. So that is a physical change. That is a change in the measurement due to physical change. So from 60 to 75, that 15 rupee is on account of physical change. What is the total change? What is the total change?
20 rupees.
20.
From 55 to 75, 20 rupee. And what is the breakup of 20 rupee? 5 rupee is
15 rupees.
5 rupees price change, 15 rupees a physical change. Change on account of biological transformation. Right? Okay.
Yes, sir.
So this is kind of a question maybe asked. Price change, physical change. Price change means apple to apple. Physical change means due to biological transformation. Right? Yes. So this was the fair value. This 5 rupee is a price change. 250 multiplied by 5. 15 rupees is a physical change. 250 multiplied by 15. And the total should be simple 250 multiplied by 75. और वो टैली होना चाहिए. बात खत्म. Is that clear? Any
Yes.
question? Any question?
No, sir. Clear.
No question. So friends, it's 8:30 now. Let's have a 10 minutes break. Not 10 minutes. Let's have a 12 minutes break, and we will start at 8:42. Make sense?
Yes.
Okay. Yes. So now let's discuss the entire accounting of biological asset for the entire life cycle. And let's discuss this entire accounting with the help of the example. I hope my Excel file is visible. Is it visible to everyone?
Not visible.
Not visible. Just allow me a second. Let me open that file. That file is closed, I think. Yeah. Is it visible now?
Yes.
Yes, sir. Visible, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
See, this agriculture produce accounting entry we have seen, right? Agriculture produce we have completed. Now let's discuss the journey of a biological asset, the entire end-to-end accounting of biological asset from cradle to death. Cradle to death means from the birth to death. Let's say on 1st July 2021, the company has acquired a cow, a biological asset. The cost was 10,000 rupees. The cost was 10,000 rupees, right? So tell me, initially biological asset has to be measured at cost or fair value less cost to sell? बायोलॉजिकल एसेट की मेजरमेंट किस पे होगी? कॉस्ट पे होगी या फेयर वैल्यू लेस कॉस्ट टू सेल पे होगी?
Fair
So if it
value.
is in
Fair value less cost to sell. I told you, na? So biological asset has to be initially and subsequently measured at fair value less cost to sell. So the company has purchased a biological asset and paid 10,000 rupees. And paid 10,000 rupees. So let me write an accounting entry and you guys need to tell me is it right or wrong. Okay. So you guys need to tell me कि सही है या गलत है. Okay. So I am writing an accounting entry, biological asset account debit to biological asset account debit to bank account or to cash account, whatever. Credit to bank account credit. Biological asset to bank account credit 10,000. Is this right? Is this entry right?
No, sir.
Why no? So to bank to 10,000 ही होगा ना Saminathan. So money has gone out 10,000 rupees. Yes, it is right. To bank is 10,000, right? But whether biological asset debit 10,000, is it right?
No, sir.
no.
Yeah, that is wrong. That is what I am saying.
So biological asset debit is not right. Biological asset debit is right, but 10,000 is not right.
Yes, sir. I am talking about the value.
Yeah. But yes, to bank account 10,000, that is absolutely right. Because the money which is gone away is 10,000 rupees. So now, sir, why biological asset debit should not be 10,000? Because standard says that you have to measure it at fair value less cost to sell. So this is 10,000 rupees is what I have paid. If today I have purchased this biological asset at 10,000 rupees and I will sell this biological asset, let's say hypothetically, if I have to sell this biological asset, then I have to incur some cost to sell also. So the cost price which I have paid, technically it is a fair value. It is not fair value less cost to sell. मैंने जितने पे परचेज किया है वो क्या है गीता? What is that? That is a market value. That is a fair value, right?
Yes, sir.
So biological asset has to be measured at fair value less cost to sell. So the price at which I have purchased, it is my fair value. But if I have to sell my biological asset, I have to incur some incremental cost. For example, I have to incur some brokerage, commission, some selling and distribution cost as well. So in that case, assuming my cost to sell is 1,000. So what is my fair value less cost to sell? 9,000 rupees.
9,000.
So my biological asset has to be debited by 9,000 rupees. Whereas whereas my bank account is credited by 10,000 rupees. So where the difference will go? Where the difference will go?
It will
Loss,
be loss of biological assets that
Loss on initial recognition of biological asset. Loss on initial recognition. Where? In P&L. Where? In P&L. In P&L. Right. Have you understood this entry? Or
Yes, sir.
you haven't
Yes, sir.
understood? Yeah. Yes. Biological asset account debit to bank account, and the difference will go to the loss on initial recognition. So why the standard talks about fair value less cost to sell even for those cases where you have purchased? Why? Because of the uniformity and consistency. Let's say myself and Geeta, we both are into the same line of business. What we are doing? We are manufacturing jam, sausage, chutney, pickles, etc., etc. Okay. So Geeta has a mango orchard. She is plucking the mangoes and using those mangoes as a raw material. Okay. And I am purchasing the raw material, which is mangoes, from the market. Okay. So while both of us, we are selling at the same price because we are the competitor, we are almost selling at the same price. Okay. But C has a very minuscule cost, but I am purchasing my raw material from the market. So if this standard would not have been there, probably Geeta would have been showing the inventory at a zero value or at a very minimum value. And I kept on showing this inventory at a very higher value because I purchased. So that is why the standard comes into picture, because when somebody will look at the financial statement of Geeta and financial statement of myself, so these financial statements are not comparable at all. Are you getting it? Is it making a sense?
Yes,
Yes, sir.
So
Yes,
that is why what standard told, listen Geeta, you have a mango orchard. So that moment you are plucking the raw material, means the moment you are plucking mangoes from the tree, at that point of time you have to measure these mangoes at a fair value less cost to sell. So Geeta told, why should I? I haven't paid anything. So that's what standard is saying. You haven't paid anything. That's why you have to measure it at fair value less cost to sell. Okay. And at that point of time, you got the raw material free of cost. So take this amount as other income, right? Because your competitor Alok Garg, he has paid for the same kgs of mangoes and you are getting it free of cost. So in the first transaction, you made a profit equivalent to the cost which Alok Garg has incurred, right? So once you have passed this accounting entry, Geeta, agriculture produce account debit to other income, of course to bank nahi hoga because you haven't paid, to other income. So you kept this mangoes at fair value less cost to sell, and I'm also measuring at fair value less cost to sell. So now my inventory, my financial statement and Geeta's financial statements are comparable, right? Of course, financial statement reflect the reality. Since she hasn't purchased and it's homegrown, that is why her other income will be much larger than my other income. Okay. Is that clear, guys? I hope you guys are able to understand with the, I hope you are able to understand. I hope you are able to understand it with the logic also.
Yes, sir. Basically, the balance sheet would be same, and the P&L would have the different
Definitely होना भी चाहिए.
scenario.
होना भी
Right.
चाहिए, right? Yeah. So friends, have you understood initial measurement of biological asset at fair value less cost to sell? Yeah. Accounting entry, impact, etc., etc., etc. Okay. Now the reporting date came 31st March 22. Now, what is the valuation of biological asset at the reporting date? Fair value less cost to sell.
fair value less cost.
Fair value, supposingly, the fair value becomes 10,500. and cost to sell is still 1000. So what is my fair value less cost to sell? 9500. So subsequent measurement at fair value less cost to sell. What is the accounting entry? So now you have to record gains and losses, the movement in the fair value. So what is the accounting entry? The fair value has increased. Fair value less cost.
Biological asset.
Biological
Debit.
asset. Biological asset. Account debit. Debit karunga na?
Yes.
My biological asset will increase na?
Yes, sir. We will debit it.
Will debit na? Okay.
By 500.
मतलब मेरे को अकाउंट्स आता है इसका मतलब. So biological asset account debit to other income. Right? Right. Being fair value movement on biological asset recorded. Sir, what happens if it becomes, let's say, from 10,000 to 10,500? If it becomes 8,500, then you have to record a loss. Entry
Yes.
ulti ho jati. Other expenses account debit, like impairment loss. Other expenses account debit to biological asset. Okay, to biological asset. Make sense?
Yes.
Clear?
Yes, sir.
So we have covered initial measurement, subsequent measurement. Now let's talk about the procreation. Now let's talk about the generation of a biological asset. Right? Cow has given birth to a calf. Now, how will we record this baby biological asset? How will we record this baby biological asset? कैसे करेंगे?
Fair value less cost.
So again, yes. It is also required to be recorded at fair value less cost to sell. You are absolutely right. Assuming the fair value less cost to sell of calf is rupees 1000. The fair value less cost to sell of the calf is rupees 1000. Right? Assuming it is 1000. Then what is the accounting? Biological asset calf account debit. Biological asset calf account debit to what? To other income, because there is no cost, right? There is no cost. No cost means it is not like that you have purchased a calf. Of course, whatever is the cost which is there, that will go to the P&L, and this income will go to the P&L. Right? ठीक है ना?
Yes, sir.
So 1000. So when there is a generation, when there is a birth of a biological asset, you will also find gain, other income. When there is a purchase of biological asset and fair value less cost to sell is lower than the purchase price, which will always be the case, kind of, because whatever the price at which you have purchased, it is a fair value, right? And when you deduct the cost to sell from fair value, it will be lower than the cost. It will be equivalent to cost only in the cases where cost to sell will be 0. है ना? तो वहां पे आपको लॉस आएगा. समझ में आ गया ना? So initial measurement, subsequent measurement, birth of a biological asset. I hope it is clear to all of you. Yes or no?
Yes, clear.
Yes.
Clear. Now, end of life of biological asset. Now, the biological asset life has come to an end. So, what accounting entry you will pass? Assuming this calf was not able to survive, assuming the end of life of biological asset, let's say calf. Assuming, right? It could be any biological asset. Then what is the accounting entry you need to pass? Loss on derecognition. You will derecognize?
Yes, sir. We will de-recognize the biological asset.
Derecognize that biological asset.
Yes, sir.
Right? To
To
biological
biology.
asset you will credit biological. Okay. Friends, if you will end the life of the biological asset, and the reality is, so this biological asset, the butcher will come and he will get this leather from the biological asset, right? So sometimes people used to sell this residual of the biological asset, the dead animal, right? So if you are getting any money from this dead biological asset, what is the accounting entry? So in that case, for example, the biological, the dead animal or the dead biological asset sold at 200 rupees, at 200. So what is the accounting entry in that case?
Bank
It will
account to
reduce the
other income.
loss.
Yeah. In that case, let's say cash account debit. How much is the cash account debit? 200.
200.
You will de-recognize the biological asset. You will de-recognize, right? The biological asset.
Yes, sir.
Then your biological asset de-recognition will be 1,000 rupees only, and the difference will be your loss on de-recognition,
100.
right?
Yes.
So this will be the accounting entry. I hope it is clear to everyone. समझ आ गया?
Yes.
Yes.
Is it clearly clear? Absolutely
Yes.
clear?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So friends, we discussed this entire journey of biological asset accounting, initial measurement, subsequent measurement, generation of a biological asset, birth of a biological asset, death of a biological asset. We also discussed initial measurement of agriculture produce with the help of accounting entries, when it becomes an inventory, when inventory is sold, closing inventory, that coconut example, right? We discussed those examples. So if I summarize it, gains or losses from biological asset, gain or loss on initial recognition, right? A loss may arise because cost to sell are deducted in determining fair value less cost to sell of a biological asset, right? Change in fair value less cost to sell on the reporting date. So a gain may arise on reproduction like birth of a calf, or generation like when calf is born, right? Taken to a P&L for the period in which it arises. From agriculture produce, gain or loss on initial recognition. For example, a gain or loss may arise on initial recognition of agriculture produce as a result of harvesting. Okay. Fair, fine, clear, good. Now, friends, let me show you a real life example of Ind AS 41. Should I show you that example? Real life example.
Yes,
Yes.
sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, please, sir.
You
Yes,
will
sir.
be happy to see that. You will be happy to see that. Yeah. So, friends, I am showing you one of the listed company annual report whose milk, cheese, butter you guys are using in your day-to-day life. Have you heard about Parag milk?
Yes, sir.
Yes, heard.
Parag milk. Yeah. So Parag Milk and Food Limited. See, Parag Milk and this is the cover page of the annual report. Dairy, milk, wheat, protein, ghee, butter, cows, milk, right? Yes. So now let's go to the balance sheet of Parag Milk. Okay, Parag Milk and Food Limited. Listed company annual report. Let's go there. Yes. I hope the balance sheet is visible.
Yes, sir. What is a brand name, sir?
Parag Milk Foods
Parag milk.
Limited. Parag Milk Foods Limited. I hope the balance sheet is visible now. So I have zoomed
Yes,
it.
sir. Yes, sir.
Yes. Parag Milk Food Limited consolidated balance sheet as on 31st March 2022. Right? Big balance sheet of this milk company, this milk and milk product company. Okay. So, first of all, can you see this line item? Biological asset other than bearer plants. Can you see this line item?
Yes.
Yes.
Will you be able to remember note number 6 for me?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
505.50 million means 50 crores 55 lakhs. So they have biological asset. And what could be the biological asset? कौन से biological asset होंगे इनके पास?
Cow.
Dilute cow.
Cows, largely cows, right? इनके पास cows हैं. Cow are there. So 50 crore rupees of cow. And what was the value? What was the value of cow? What was the value of cow? What was the value of the cow in the last year?
426 lakhs.
Yeah. What was the value of the cow in the last year?
40 crore 26 lakh.
40 crore 26 lakh. 40 crore 26 lakh. Okay. Yes. So please remember note number 6. Okay. Now let me take you to the P&L. Let me take you to the P&L. In the P&L, there is a other income also. Can you please remember other income? Note number 28. Can you please remember other income note number 28?
Yes.
It is 21 crore 210 million. 21 crore. Okay. Okay. Very good. So now let me take you to the accounting policy also. एक बार चेक करते हैं मैंने सही पढ़ाया या नहीं पढ़ाया आपको, है ना? चेक करें. डू यू वांट टू चेक कि मैंने आपको सही पढ़ाया या नहीं पढ़ाया?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Sanjay Singh says yes. We don't rely you. Okay. So biological asset, basis of measurement. What is the basis of measurement? Is it cost? Is it fair value? Is it NRV? So they are giving certain financial assets and liabilities fair value, share-based payment fair value. Biological asset, they have also given in the accounting policy, in the basis of measurement, they have also captured biological asset, which is at fair value, right? Measurement is at fair value, means fair value less cost to sell, but is it cost, NRV, fair value? So fair value, okay? So now let's go to the accounting policy further. Can you see the accounting policy on biological asset? Are you able to see the accounting policy on biological asset?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
A biological asset is a living animal or plant. A biological asset is a living animal or plant. Have we covered this definition?
Yes, sir.
An entity shall recognize, recognition condition, a biological asset when and only when the entity control the asset. The left side, have you seen a balloon on the left side to control the asset? When I was showing to you the recognition condition slide,
Yes, sir.
entity control the asset. Future economic benefit should be probable. Fair value or cost can be measured reliably. सुना सुना लग रहा है, सुना सुना लग रहा है.
Suna, yes. Heard.
Yes, I remember.
Heard? Heard
Dog
or blank?
example.
Heard or blank?
Heard.
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 With the dog example.
Yes, very good. Yeah. So friends, recognition condition, definition, ये तो match हो गई. Sanjay, it is matching with what I have explained. Okay.
Yes,
So
absolutely.
Megha has trust on me. She has written, sir, सही होगा आपने पढ़ाया है तो. Okay. Guys, I'm just kidding. Right. So now, then that accounting policy further. A biological asset shall be measured on initial recognition and at the end of each reporting period at its fair value less cost to sell. Have we covered this measurement part?
Yes, same.
Yes,
Very
sir.
much.
Yes, same.
Same to same.
Cost to sell are the incremental cost directly attributable to the disposal of an asset excluding finance cost and income taxes. ये same line हमने Ind AS 36 में भी पढ़ी है, 105 में भी पढ़ी है, right? So cost to sell we also covered. Third paragraph. A gain or loss arising on initial recognition of a biological asset at fair value less cost to sell, right? A gain or loss arising on initial recognition of a biological asset at fair value less cost to sell and from a change in fair value less cost to sell of a biological asset, from a change का मतलब initial recognition, initial measurement से reporting date measurement तक, shall be included in profit or loss for the period in which it arises. Have we covered this paragraph also? The
Yes.
gain or loss on initial recognition, gain or loss on subsequent measurement, right? Have we covered this?
Yes, covered, sir.
So biological asset, that is livestock, now the policy is prescribed cows. The biological asset, which is livestock, cows, are measured at fair value less cost to sell with any change therein recognized in statement of profit and loss. With any change therein recognized in statement of profit and loss. Okay, clear? So accounting policy, entire revision has happened in the accounting policy. Can I go to the note number 6, that biological asset schedule? Can I go there?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
So let me take you to the note number 6. And now you will be amazed to see this note number 6. Is it something which you are reading as a student, is listed, is published on a listed company annual report? Biological asset other than bearer plant, livestock, cows. Opening balance 40 crore, right? So the closing balance of last year become the opening balance. This reconciliation needs to be provided. Less decrease due to sale or disposal. Either some cows have died or some cows have sold out. 17 million means 1.78 crores, 1.77 crores. See the third line item, add or less. Changes in fair value less cost to sell. What does it mean, changes in fair value less cost to sell? Means the cows become costlier, expensive, right? The market value has increased. And can you see the number? 120.6 million, 12 crores, 30% increase. And friends, you will be surprised to know this company has not purchased even a single cow during the year. This company has not purchased even a single cow during the year, and the value has increased from 40 crore to 50 crore. So why this value has increased from 40 crore to 50 crore?
Due to price change and physical
Biological
change.
transmission, which means the birth of calves and price changes.
Absolutely right. So there are three kind of movements here. Number one, mother cows have delivered the calves. The cows have delivered the calf. Means birth of new cows. Of course, it has a value, right? You agree with me, na? Number one.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Is procreation, which is generation. Number two, the cows become expensive. The price of the cows have gone up. The same cow which was the same cow which was having a value of 10,000 rupee, so now the value has gone up to 15,000 rupees. same cow, same breed, same age, same quality, 15,000, 10,000 to 15,000 rupees, for example. And till last year, some were calves, now they become cows, or the age of cow has grown up. So due to the physical change, due to the age change, the value has become more expensive, right? So number one, generation, birth. Number two, price change. Number three, physical change, right? And it is written also, this hash represent change in price as well as change on account of biological transformation. There have been no new purchase or acquisition of biological asset. So friends, will you be able to relate it practically with the theory which I have explained you?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Sir, thank you.
Have you found it useful?
Very useful.
Now
Greatly useful, sir.
let me take you to the other income. Let me take you to the other income. Yes. So
Note
friends,
number 28.
note number 28. Yes. Note number 28. Yes. Can you see 120.6 which I have shown you in note number 6? Can you see it?
Yes.
Yes. 120.6 million. Fair value changes in biological asset. देख लिया आपने?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Now let me show you one more important disclosure. Let me show you one more important disclosure relating to the nature of activity, etc., etc. That what are these disclosures which are here? Just allow me a second. I think yes, note number 47, biological asset. Okay. See what kind of disclosures they have given for the biological asset. Note number 47, they have given the explanation on the biological asset. Nature of activity. The subsidiary company's biological asset comprises of livestock which are dairy cows. Livestock is measured at fair value less cost to sell with any resulting gain or loss recognized in the statement of profit and loss. The subsidiary company's livestock comprises both mature and immature livestock. Immature livestock comprises dairy cows that are intended to be reared to maturity. These cows are held to produce milk or offspring, but have not yet produced their first calf and begun milk production. Mature livestock includes dairy cows that have produced their first calf and begun milk production. Other livestock comprises of cows that are going through the dry phase of their life cycle. Old cows, senior citizen cows, right? So they have given this nature of activity. They have explained what are the types of the cows, right? Mature, immature, other cows, right? So they have explained it also. And then what they have given the head count also, which is required as a part of disclosure. Head count. Head count of immature, mature and other cows. The head count has increased from 105 to 1051 for immature cows. Why? Because of the birth of the calf. The mature cows head count have also been increased because these immature cows becomes
mature.
Right? And other cows who are running to their dry phase of their life cycle. Okay, so you can see from 2394 of head count. What is the head count at the end?
2611.
2611. 2611 means there are birth of the cows in the financial year. Okay. There may be deaths also, which is coming into that sale or disposal. So this 2394, roughly from 2400, it becomes 2600 net. So 200 cows have got birth net. While it is more than that, because some were died also, right? Then there is a total milk production of 91,28,936. Okay. So these are kind of disclosures they have given for these biological asset. Friends, how have you found these disclosures? How have you found these disclosures? This listed company. Have you enjoyed it? Have you
Yes,
understood it?
Yes, sir. Very much enjoyed, sir.
Very much? Okay.
It also
Yes. So let's come to illustration number 3. Whether illustration number 3 is visible?
Yes, visible.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Let's solve it. Let's solve it. XYZ Limited purchased 100 sheep, 100 animal from a market for rupees 5 lakh. 100 animal from a market for rupees 5 lakh. 100 biological asset. So what is the per unit value of the biological asset?
5,000.
5,000 rupees. Okay, on 1st December. The transaction cost of 2% on the market price of the biological asset was incurred, which was paid by the seller. What was the transaction cost?
10,000 rupees.
10,000 rupees. But who has paid? Whether
Seller.
this company has paid or seller has paid.
Seller.
So what is the cost to the company? XYZ Limited. What is the cost to the company? Cost पूछ रहा हूँ.
Cost to the company is 5 lakhs.
Alex.
Yeah. Leela, cost to the company is 5 lakh, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So cost to the company is 5 lakh. Okay. And then it is talking about the biological asset fair value increased from 5 lakh to 6 lakh on 31st March 2004, means on the reporting date. But let's talk about the initial recognition, 1st December 2003. On the initial recognition, what is the initial measurement, right? So this biological asset has to be measured at 5 lakh rupee, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
The thing is that we will recognize that fair value less cost to sell. 4 lakh 90 will goes to the biological asset. Bank account 5 lakh and 10,000 goes to loss on initial recognition of biological asset.
So friends, the cost is 5 lakh, but fair value less cost to sell is 4 lakh 90,000. Because this cost to sell is paid by the seller. So when you step into the shoes of the seller and when you are selling, what is the incremental cost to sell? 2% of the sale price.
yes.
5 lakh ka 2% hai na. So 5 lakh is the fair value minus 10,000 is the transaction cost. So 4 lakh 90,000 is what? It is
Cost fair value less cost for biological.
Fair value less cost to
amount.
sell. Fair value less cost to sell. Then it is biological asset account debit 4 lakh 90,000. To bank 5 lakh. Loss on initial recognition 10,000, which will go to P&L. On the reporting date, this 5 lakh rupee of fair value has become a 6 lakh rupee. Transaction cost of 2% has to be incurred by the seller to sell the biological asset in the relevant market. Tell me, what is the entry on 31st March 2004? What is the accounting entry and what is the value? And not Saminathan or Sanjay. Sorry. No Sanjay, no Saminathan. Somebody else. Geeta, would you like to try? Geeta, do you want to
1
try?
lakh, yes, sir. 1 lakh biological asset account to is increase in ship's fair value.
1 lakh. So Geeta, first of all, tell me, at the time of subsequent measurement, at
Yes, sir.
what
Fair
value,
value. Yes.
at what value this biological asset is going to be measured? Cost, NRV, fair value less cost to sell. What is
Fair
what is
value
the
less cost to sell.
fair
by.
value less cost to sell?
Yeah.
Now, Geeta, what is the fair value on the reporting date? Fair value 6 lakh.
Yes.
Fair
Yes.
value 6 lakh. So, Geeta,
Yes.
what will be the cost to sell?
2% means
2% of 6 lakh. सेल
yes.
प्राइस का 2%, फेयर वैल्यू का 2%, लिखा तो है. ट्रांजेक्शन कॉस्ट ऑफ 2% would have to be incurred by the seller to get the ship to the relevant market. So ट्रांजेक्शन कॉस्ट किस पे लगेगी? ट्रांजेक्शन वैल्यू पे लगेगी. जब आपके घर की रजिस्ट्री होती है 6% स्टैंप ड्यूटी पे करना होता है. When you purchase a land or building, you have to pay 6% stamp duty. 6% on what value? On the cost, on the transaction value.
Yes,
If
sir.
I am purchasing a flat worth 1 crore rupees, 6% is the stamp duty, I have to pay 6 lakh rupee. You are purchasing a flat for 50 lakh rupees, 6% is the stamp duty. How much you will pay? 3 lakh rupee. So in this case, fair value is 6 lakh rupee. What is the transaction cost? What is the cost to sell? 2% of 6 lakh rupee, Geeta?
12,000, sir.
12,000. So 6 lakh minus 12,000. What is the amount? 5 lakh 88,000. 5 lakh 88,000.
Yes, sir.
Initially you have recognized that 4 lakh 90,000. Now it becomes 5 lakh 88,000. So where the difference will go? The difference of 98,000 will go to asset account debit to gain change in fair value in the P&L.
Yes, sir.
Is this clear now?
Clear, but means more practice will be needed, sir.
Actually, yes. So practice is the key. But what happened? If you go conceptually now, you will be able to crack it. Always remember fair value less cost to sell. Like the cost is 5 lakh rupee at the time of initial recognition. But what is my fair value? It is again 5 lakh rupee. But what is my cost to sell? What is my cost to sell? My cost to sell is 2% of 5 lakh rupee. So my fair value less cost to sell become 490. I am paying 5 lakh, that is okay. But I will recognize that asset at 490. So I'll take the difference in my P&L. Again, at the time of subsequent measurement, again fair value less cost to sell. My fair value is 6 lakh rupee.
Yes, sir.
My fair value is 6 lakh rupee. But my cost to sell is 2% of 6 lakh. So it becomes 5 lakh 88,000 rupees. So 588 minus 490, I have a gain of 98,000 rupees. So biological asset to gain, which is change in fair value, right? That will go there. Clear?
Yes.
That's clear, guys. So friends, now let's land to the last concept of government grant. Then we will solve a complex question. One of the biggest question of the study material, we will solve that, right? And then we will say bye-bye to each other, okay? Yes, government grants. So friends, we discussed now government grants. If government grant is related to biological asset, agricultural produce, if it is related to agricultural activity, it will come under Ind AS 41. Otherwise,
Ind AS 20.
Ind AS 20. Otherwise, Ind AS 20. You guys are really awesome. Please target for at least 95 marks in financial reporting. Minimum 95. Believe me, nobody will snatch at least 75 from you guys. You will be able to crack it. Yeah. So coming back to this thing, government grant. Friends, if biological assets are measured at cost, means if biological assets are part of Ind AS 16, if it is like a bearer plant, if it is like a bearer plant, okay, it has to be measured at cost. In PP, what happens in PP? PP has to be initially measured at cost. So if biological asset is a bearer plant, if it is part of Ind AS 16, right, and government is giving you a government grant for planting mango tree, and those mango tree is part of a bearer plant, part of Ind AS 16. So that government grant will be taken care by Ind AS 20, which is a general standard. But what happens if the government grant is measured at fair value less cost to sell? When it happens, when this biological asset relates to agricultural activity, number one. Number two, it is a non-bearer plant. Okay? Or biological asset is an animal like a cow. Or it is a non-bearer plant. So if that biological asset comes under a scope of Ind AS 41, the government grant on those biological asset automatically comes under the scope of Ind AS 41, right? Right? So that we have understood. Okay. So friends, if government is providing a government grant, okay, so the grant could be conditional, could be unconditional as well. The grant could be conditional, could be unconditional. For example, government will say Parag Milk and Food Limited, that Mr. Parag, if you will be able to maintain at least 2,000 cows for a consecutive period of 5 years, we will give you a grant of 50 lakh rupees. Is it a conditional grant or unconditional grant?
Conditional grant.
Conditional.
Conditional. Government has imposed some condition. It is a conditional grant. It is a conditional grant. Okay. Conditional grant. Government has come to Parag Milk and government has told you are doing a wonderful job. We have seen that you are maintaining a cow in a very hygienic condition, in a very hygienic environment. You are maintaining the cows in a very hygienic environment. Okay. So we want to give you a check of 50 lakh rupees. Is it a conditional grant or unconditional grant?
Unconditional.
Is it a conditional or unconditional?
Unconditional, sir.
What about others?
Yes,
Megha is
unconditional.
also saying unconditional. What about
Yes,
others?
sir. Unconditional.
Unconditional, yes.
It is unconditional. It is unconditional. So if the grant is unconditional, then when will you recognize government grant? When it becomes receivable. When there is a virtual certainty to receive the grant. Right? कंडीशन का तो वेट करना ही नहीं है, अनकंडीशनल है. जब ये सर्टेन हो जाए कि पैसा मिल जाएगा तो आप क्या करोगे? ग्रांट को रिकॉग्नाइज करोगे. करोगे नहीं करोगे?
Yes.
You will recognize the government grant when the receipt becomes certain. When there is a virtual certainty of receiving the money, when it becomes receivable. Okay. But when the grant is conditional, then when you will recognize the government grant?
When the condition is met.
When condition fulfilled.
When the condition will be fulfilled. When the condition will be fulfilled. So this is the accounting of government grant. Now, let me explain you accounting again with the help of journal entries and with the help of example, so that you will be able to remember, you will be able to recall when it comes to your examination time. Okay. Shall I do this? Shall I do this?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Okay. Yes, sir. Very good. Conditional. So let's talk about the conditional government. A Limited receive a grant of rupees 5 crore. Already received. See, the example I have taken is already received. With a condition that it needs to cultivate the land for 5 years. A Limited has received a government grant already 5 crore rupees, but the condition is they need to cultivate the land for the next 5 years. If it is not cultivated for the entire 5 years, then the grant will become refundable. अगर 5 साल में अगर 2 महीने भी नहीं किया तो पूरी की पूरी ग्रांट रिफंडेबल होगी. So friends, if even the land is not cultivated for even a part of the 5 years, the entire grant for the 5 years will become refundable. So friends, the first entry, at the time of receipt of grant, year 1, at the time of receipt of grant, year 1, when the company has received the grant, what accounting entry you will pass? Bank account debit to government grant, other income, right? I will book the other income of 5 crore in the first day only.
Yes. No, it would be a government grant liability.
What should I do? Geeta, should I consider this as an income on the day 1? It is a conditional grant.
No, sir. No, sir.
No,
Liability,
of course
yes.
not. It is a liability. So Megha is also saying it is a liability. It is a liability. So friends, I want to appreciate Megha here. Why? Let me tell you. So at times her mic is not working. She is not able to speak on the on this in these classes, but she is actively typing, writing, and engaged on all the question I raise. Thank you. So be participative, be engaging, right? It will help you guys. So very good. Bank account debit to government grant liability, because money has already received. So we will debit our bank account. Money is lying in our bank account, but we will create a liability. And what happens at the end of the second year, third year, fourth year? Will you pass any entry? At the end of the first, 1 year has gone, 2 year has gone, 3 year has gone, 4 year has gone. Will you pass any accounting entry?
No.
Why
No,
no?
sir.
The condition is not met.
Proportional accounting entry will not pass.
The condition is not met for these years.
Condition is not met. There is always a risk of refund. And even though you have complied with the 4 years, 4.5 years, in the last 6 months of the 5th year, you have not complied. Now you have to pay the entire. You have to refund the entire grant to the government. So friends, that is why at the end of the second, third, fourth, it is not recognized. At the end of the 5th year, if everything is complied with, the government grant liability will be debited and other income will be credited. Right? This is something which is going to be recognized. Friends, for example, let me flip this question. Let's say A Limited received a grant of rupees 5 crore with a condition that it needs to cultivate the land for 5 years. If the entity will not cultivate in a particular year, then pro rata grant will be refunded. Then what you will do?
So now we will do year by year accounting on a pro rata basis.
Very good. Yes. So at the time of the receipt of grant, you will pass accounting entry same, bank account debit to government grant liability. Once you complete the first year, what you will do? Government grant liability to other income. You have transferred the pro rata liability, pro rata government grant to other income. Now your balance liability is 4 crore. At the end of the second year, again you will transfer 1 crore. Third year 1 crore. Fourth year 1 crore, and the fifth year 1 crore. What happens, assuming the company has not cultivated the land in the year 5 and the grant become refundable? What happened in that year? Government grant liability to bank. Yes? Government grant liability to bank. Clear? समझ आ गया?
Yes.
So now let's discuss
Yes,
a
sir.
question, a complex question, right? Illustration number 4. Moon Limited prepares financial statement to 31st March each year. On 1st April 2001, please keep taking a notes of this. Okay, important points. On 1st April 2001, the company carried out the following transaction. Purchased a land for rupees 50 lakhs. Friends, whether the land will come under the scope of Ind AS 41?
No, sir.
No, sir.
will be either PP&E or investment property, right?
Yes.
Yes.
It will be either PP&E or investment property, right? PP&E or investment property. Purchase a land for 50 lakh, PP or investment property, okay? Purchased 200 dairy cows, biological asset, okay? Average age on 1st April 2001 is 2 years. Do we have to do anything for this age, which is given here?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Price change, physical change,
Yes, sir.
right?
Yes.
It is important because otherwise, if the fair value of 2-year age is given, let's say after 1 year, or fair value of age of 3 years is given, what will become more relevant for you? Forget about the price and physical change. But what
It
will
will-
become more relevant for you? 3-year age.
For 3 years.
है ना? So that is why these years are important. Okay. So I am reading this question. I am spending a time just like I'm a student. Okay. Right. So 200 dairy cows, average age is 2 years on 1st April 2001, and the total value is 10 lakh rupees. So what is the per unit value of 200 cows?
5,000.
5,000 rupees. 10 lakh divided by 200. Unitary method we have applied, which we have studied in class 5, standard 5. Okay. So 10 lakh divided by 200, 5,000 rupees. Very good. Received a grant. Oh, grant is also there. Government grant of 1 million. 1 million means 10 lakh rupees towards the acquisition of the cows. And these grants are for the biological asset. This grant was non-refundable. Grant is non-refundable, means no condition. So what should you do with this government grant?
We will recognize.
Recognize it as an income.
Yeah, you will recognize. Ayush, what entry you will pass for this government grant?
So first entry would be bank account debit to government grant liability, and second entry would be government grant liability to other income.
Technically
Or
speaking, alternatively, at the first time you will recognize income, right?
right.
But you have explained it in a very sequence manner, right? That is the most appropriate way of recording things, right? So we will recognize this 10 lakh rupee as a other income, as a government grant income. Very good. Very good. Now we have reached to 31st March 2002, means after 1 year on the reporting date. The company has incurred following cost. 6 lakh rupees to maintain the condition of the animal, food and protection. So where you will take this cost?
So we will take to P&L.
P&L expense. You will expense it out, na? You will expense it out. It's a maintenance cost. 4 lakh rupees you have paid as a breeding fee to a local farmer, right? Where you will take this breeding fee?
Again P&L.
P&L. Again in P&L. Okay. So these costs will go to your P&L. 31st March 2002. Then we came on 1st October 2001, means after 6 months. After 6 months. Okay. 100 calves were born. These 200 cows have given birth to 100 calves. These 200 cows have given birth to 100 calves.
Yeah, we will recognize them at fair value less cost to sell.
We need to recognize them as a fair value less cost to sell. Okay. There were no other changes in the number of animals during the year ended 31st March 2002. So there is no other changes in the number of animals. Means you have purchased 200 cows on the day 1, 1st April 2001. Then after 6 months, 100 calves were born. So on 31st March 2002, what is the total fleet of the animal?
300.
300. 200 cows plus 100 calves, right? 300. Very good. Very good. Okay. Very good. Now, friends, there were no other changes. As of 31st March 2002, Moon Limited had 3,000 liters of unsold milk in inventory. Now, Moon Limited has, what is the inventory of the agriculture produce?
Yeah, milk.
3,000 liter of milk. 3,000 liter of milk. So that is the inventory of agriculture produce which is given. So on the reporting date, this milk has to be measured as per Ind AS 2 or Ind AS 41.
Sir, milk index 2.
Ind AS 2. On the reporting date, it is an inventory, Ind AS 2. So cost or NRV, whichever is lower. Okay. So friends, this was the information which was there in the first page. Now, the question is not yet over. Now some table is also given. Information regarding fair value is as follows. The fair value of the land is given. The fair value less cost to sale of the land is given on 1st April 2001, 1st October 2001, 31st March 2002, right? So this 1st October 2001 is a date when the calves were born, right? And this is the opening date. This is the closing date. Friends, for land, whether there is any use of this 50, 60, 70 in case of a land.
Yes, sir. It will be useful if it is opted the revaluation model. Otherwise, there is no use.
Saminathan, while this land will covered under Ind AS 16 or Ind AS 40, right?
Yes, sir. If
Ind
it is
AS 16 or Ind AS 16 talks about the fair valuation model, but Ind AS 40 does not talks about the fair value model. Again, as I told you, if you guys need to become a chartered accountant and CA final requires a practical experience, expertise. So while you are learning Ind AS 41, but still you have to relate this with the other standard as well, right? So if land is an investment property, fair value is not required.
Yes, sir. But the thing is that the fair value we need to provide in the notes to the account.
Hold on. So if land is an investment property, it is not recognized at fair value. Okay. If land is a PP&E, if the company opts for a revaluation model, it can be revalued. But the question is whether it is fair value or fair value less cost to sell. It is always at fair value. Ind AS 16 does not talks about fair value less cost to sell. Ind AS 105 talks about fair value less cost to sell. Ind AS 41 talks about fair value less cost to sell. But Ind AS 38, Ind AS 16, it does not talks about fair value less cost to sell. Right? Number 2. This fair value less cost to sell, assumingly, chalo मान लेते हैं ये fair value है. Assumingly, it is a fair value. If the question is silent, you will assume that you are running on a cost model if the question is silent, right? Otherwise, what you will do? Unnecessarily, question is silent, you will opt for a revaluation model. You will revalue this land, which is not at a fair value, which is at fair value less cost to sell. And you don't know the cost to sell. You don't know the cost to sell also. If you would have aware what is my cost to sell, then you can arrive at a fair value. For example, if the fair value less cost to sell is 70 lakh and cost to sell is 5 lakh, then what is my fair value? 75 lakh. So Saminathan, have you understood this?
Yes, sir. I am very much understood, sir.
Yeah.
And
So
that is what I am coming to reply when I am replying to you.
So that is why you should keep the land as a PP at cost model only. Okay. Right? You should not reinvent. Okay. So just keep this land at 50 lakh rupees. That's all. So these numbers are not relevant at all. Not relevant. These numbers are given just to confuse 70% of the population of the student. Just to confuse. Just to check whether
purchase price is already given in the beginning part of the question.
Yeah, it is already given. 50 lakh is the cost is already given, right? Land PPs has to be initially measured at cost. Investment property has to be initially measured at cost. Okay. And subsequently, investment property has to be measured at cost, less depreciation, less impairment losses. Right? Okay. But what happened if these values would have been 30 lakh, 40 lakh, 42 lakh, then?
So then the impairment loss will have come.
then impairment loss will come into picture, because impairment loss standard Ind AS 36 says that you have to recognize an impairment loss when recoverable value is lower than the carrying value. The carrying value is 50 lakh, cost is 50 lakh, and recoverable value is higher of fair value less cost to sell in net to net and value in use. So fair value less cost to sell is given. So this is recoverable value. This will become your recoverable value. So for example, on 31st March 2002, the recoverable value is 42 lakhs. The carrying value is 50 lakh. Then you have to apply the principle of Ind AS 36, and you have to, on 31st March 2002, you in your balance sheet, that PPE land will come at 42 lakh and 8 lakh rupee will come into your P&L as a impairment loss. So have you guys able to relate?
Yes, sir.
See,
Very much, sir.
we are solving a question on Ind AS 41 and we are discussing Ind AS 16. We are discussing Ind AS 40 and we are discussing Ind AS 36.
That is the beauty of Mr. C.A. Alok Gork. Interlinking.
Yeah. This beauty is required in the examination hall, my dear friend Saminathan. ये जो beauty है ना examination hall में चाहिए होगी. This beauty will be required in the examination hall. This beauty will be required when you are sitting in a interview. This beauty will be required when you are working on a workstation in a company. Okay? So right, my dear friends, you have to see like that. Scenario has changed. When the value was upside, I was telling you guys, ignore these values. But when the value become lower, I told you, please consider it for the purpose of impairment. Right? Is that clear, guys? Okay. Now,
Thank you, sir.
Now the newborn calves, fair value is given on 1st April 2001. Is it relevant?
Irrelevant.
Yes.
It is irrelevant. Why? It is not relevant because the calves are born on 1st October. So calves की journey यहाँ से start होगी. The journey of the calves will start from here. Right? लिखा है ना, क्वेश्चन में दिया है. It is given in the question. I am not saying, question is saying. Okay? Right? So 1100 was the value of the calves, newborn calves, fair value less cost to sell. Right? And on 31st March 2002, on the reporting date, the newborn calves fair value less cost to sell is 1200 rupees. So what is the price change? What is the price change of the newborn calf from 1st October to 31st March?
100.
100 rupees. 100 rupees. But tell me one thing. On 31st March 2002, whether this calf will still be newborn or this calf will become 6 months old.
6 months old, 1300 will be your price, sir.
Yes. 6 months old. And the price of 6-month-old calves are given. 6-month-old calf price is given. On 1st April 2001 also not relevant. Right. The price of 6 months old calf is 1300. From 1100, it becomes 1300. So 100 rupees on account of price change and 100 rupees on account of physical change.
Biological
So
change.
the change in the fair value is 200 rupees. The change in the fair value is 200 rupees. But for this 200 rupees, 100 belongs to the price change, 100 belongs to the physical change. Whether all of you are on the same page or
Yes.
you have turned the page. Same page? Yes. Okay.
Same page.
So what will be the accounting entry for this newborn calf on the day 1 at 1100 rupees? 100 calves were there. So what is the accounting entry? Biological asset calves account debit, 1100 multiplied by 100 to other income. Then what is the accounting entry on 31st March 2002? The fair value less cost to sell has increased by 200 rupees. So again, biological asset calves account debit, 1100 multiplied, 100 calves were there, 100 quantity multiplied by 200 rupees to other income, right? Being gain on the change in fair value recognized on the subsequent measurement. Is that clear?
Sir, can we book like this? Due to price change, the gain on price change is 100. 100 into 100.
Separate accounting entries are not required. So
Oh.
basically, in the disclosure, you have to maintain that, but separate accounting entry is not necessary. Then we have cows. So when we bought the cow on 1st April 2001, what was the value of that cow? 2-year-old cow. 10 lakh rupee, 200 cows, 5,000 was the value, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
5,000
5,000.
is the value which is given. Whether 1st October is relevant, we are closing the books on 31st March.
No,
No, sir.
not relevant.
Because these cows were purchased on 1st April. Okay. So 1st October is not relevant for this cow. Directly jump on to the 31st March. From 5,000, it becomes 5,200. So on 31st March, the fair value of 2-year-old cow is 5,200. But whether this cow which we have purchased was 2-year-old, whether it will still be 2-year-old?
No, sir. It will be 3 years old.
3 years now.
It will be 3 years old. Right?
The third birthday.
So apple
And
to
we'll
apple.
jump to 5,500.
So apple to apple, if I would have purchased the cow on 1st April 2001, it costed me 5,000 rupees. But if I will purchase on 31st March 2002, same 2-year-old cow, it will cost me 5,200 rupees. Means 200 rupees is the price change. The cows become expensive, right? But this cow become 3-year-old cow. So what is the price of 3-year-old cow? 5,500.
5,500.
So it means from 5,000 it become 5,500. So there is a price change. There is a fair value movement of 500 rupees. And what is the breakup of this 500 rupees?
200 price change.
200 price change.
300 biological change.
Yes, 200 price change, 300 biological transformation, physical change. Right? You guys become master of Ind AS 41, I must say. Yes.
Sir, because of
Because we have taught by one and only CACS Alok Garg.
Yes, milk. Now come to the inventory. Inventory, 1st April value, 1st October value. Is it relevant for inventory? The question has only given you 3,000 liter of inventory on the 31st March 2002. So the price, fair value less cost to sell of inventory is given 24 rupees. Prepare extract from the balance sheet and statement of profit and loss that would be reflected in the financial statement of the entity for the year ended 31st March 2002. Let's solve this question on the Excel file. करें solve या छोड़ दें?
Solve.
Yes, please solve, sir.
Please solve. Okay. So he is saying, please solve this question. Don't drop this question.
And sir, at the time of harvest of, I'm sorry, I'm using the wrong word. At the time of milking, there should be an entry passed on the fair value less cost of the milk. Then it would be transferred to inventory.
Of course, yes. But in this question, actually, when it was milked, it was not given, right? Only the fair value 1st April given, 1st October given. Okay.
So can we take the average of all the three values?
I would say don't reinvent that. I would say, right? You can do that. So practically, let's say, first of all, let's see from the practical perspective. Milk is kind of an item which is kind of produced on a daily basis and it got sold on a daily basis, right? It's a daily exercise. So the 31st March inventory is given, and this inventory is straight away coming from agriculture produce. If the fair value less cost to sell on 31st March is given, so what we will assume? We will assume this 3,000 milk of inventory pertains to 24 rupees of fair value less cost to sell inventory, right? Means prior to inventory, it was the agriculture produce. So we will record the 3,000 liter of agriculture produce on 31st March 2002 at 24, right? And then the second entry will be to transfer to inventory. मतलब मैं एक पीछे की entry pass करूंगा 24 rupees पे, right? This is ideally what I should do, okay? Because I need to prepare the extract on 31st March 2000.
Right, sir. But in the PNL, we would have been recognizing daily on the daily basis.
I agree with you, Ayush. I agree with you. But don't do that. So my advice from the examination perspective, okay. And you will not find this averaging in the ICAI study material also. That was the logic as Because otherwise,
But it's
the biggest problem is, Ayush, while the values are there, but the quantity is not there. So how will you measure? So of course, only closing inventory is given, and the standard is the question is talking about the full year 2001-2. Okay. So this is a daily exercise. For 365 days, the milk has been produced and it has been sold also, inventorized also. So whenever the milk is produced, it has given you the income as well. It has given you the agriculture produce as well. So the quantity is not given. While you take the average, but on what value you will take the average? Will you say that 3000 liter of unsold milk also belongs to the milk which was produced on 1st April 2001? Can you say that practically? Answer is no.
no, sir.
इतना पुराना नहीं हो सकता. तो आप एवरेज कौन सी लोगे? क्या लोगे एवरेज? Are you getting me? So
Right,
that
sir.
will be a very hypothetical kind of assumption which may not be right. Okay.
Sir, I need one clarity. On the day of milking, the milking day, what could be the entry? Say, let me clarify, correct it. The first way of the agriculture produce account debit to other income. Immediately, that inventory account to agriculture income you will credit.
Right.
This is a way, or straight away inventory account to.
No. This is a way. This is a way. First, Saminathan, you have to go into a wedding. You are working in an office. Your parents called you that you have to go you have to go to a relative and you have to attend a wedding. Tell me, first you will come to your house from the office or you will directly go to the relative house?
First to go to home, then dress change, then go to wedding.
Yeah, you will come to your house. So when agriculture produce will be harvested, will be plucked, will be taken, what is the first standard which is applicable?
It's a Ind AS 41 agriculture.
Ind AS 41. So you have to apply Ind AS 41. Then which standard will become applicable once you have done it? Then Ind AS 2.
Then
Inventory.
Ind AS 2.
So that is why you have to record the series of events and you have to pass an accounting entry which will give you, what? Which will give you Ind AS 41 application, then Ind AS 2 application. Okay. Separate.
Okay,
Now
thank
friends,
you.
let's discuss this illustration number 4 of Moon Limited. Let's discuss this. Friends, first of all, land was there. So what is the nature of the land? Property, plant and equipment.
PPA.
Land, PPA. What was the value?
50 lakhs.
50 lakhs.
50 lakh. Okay. Assuming cost model. Okay. Then on 1st April 2001, the cow was purchased. It was given in the question. And the cow was purchased at 5,000 rupees. And what was the number of cow? 200 rupees. What was the closing value of the cow? 5,500 rupees. ये दिया था ना, fair value less cost to sell.
Yes, sir.
What is the total value of the cow at the end of the year on the balance sheet date? 11 lakh rupee, na? Biological asset cows. 11 lakh rupee?
Yes.
Yes. So biological asset cows. What is the value? 200 cow multiply by 5,500. As simple as that. बैलेंस शीट में आपको प्राइस चेंज, फिजिकल चेंज तो नहीं करना ना, वहां तो क्लोजिंग वैल्यू मल्टीप्लाई बाय क्वांटिटी. ओके. सो फ्रेंड्स, इनिशियल recognition was happened at 5,000 rupees biological asset cow account debit to bank account 10 lakh rupees. Then on 31st March 2002, it has been increased by the 5,000 value will become the 5,500. So then biological asset cow account debit 200 quantity multiply by 500 rupees to other income 1 lakh. In your P&L, what will go into your P&L? In your P&L, what will go in your P&L? क्या जाएगा P&L में?
Other income.
Yeah. Fair value change in cow, fair value change in cow. On the date of initial recognition का तो cow में कोई gain नहीं था ना, it was purchased.
Yes.
Fair value change in cow. Right. And there was a government grant also, Ayush, right? There was a government grant also, na?
Yes, sir. 1 million, 10 lakhs.
10 lakh was the government grant. We'll recognize this government grant. Why? Because this government grant, there was no any condition. No condition was there. Okay?
Unconditional.
Unconditional. And guys, there was, there was some expenses also. There was some expenses. What was the name of the expenses? Maintenance expenses and breeding fees.
Yes, 6 lakh rupees.
Yes, sir. 6 lakhs and 4 lakhs.
And 4 lakhs.
And
breeding.
After 1 year.
Breeding fees, right? So this P&L is for the year ended 31st March 2000. What was the value? 6 lakhs.
6 lakhs and 4 lakhs.
And 4 lakhs.
Now 1st October calf were born. What was the value when the calf was born?
1,000 rupees.
1100 rupees. I think the fair value less cost to sell was given on 1st October 2001 as 1100 rupees. It was given in the question.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. 1100 is the fair value less cost to sell. And what was the quantity of the calf?
100.
100, right? So biological asset calf account debit, 100 multiplied by 1100. Two other income. Right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, two other income.
It's not purchased.
It's not purchased, right? It's not purchased. So income from newborn calf. Income from newborn calf. How much is the income from newborn calf? 1,10,000. Now, at the end of the year, this 1100 fair value less cost to sell become 1300. What is the accounting entry? Biological asset calf account debit to other income 20,000. So what is my total income from newborn calf?
1,30,000.
1 lakh. So shall I add it?
Yes.
The total income from newborn calf is 130. And what is the value? What is the closing value of the biological asset? Biological asset calf. Closing value क्या होगी?
Yes, sir. Same value, 1,30,000.
Same value, same 110 plus 20. 100 multiplied by 1300. 100 यही तो होगी ना?
Yes.
यही होगी ना? यहाँ पर क्या होगी? 200 multiply by 5500. यहाँ क्या होगी? 100 multiply by 1300. Any challenge in this question? Any problem? We are going step by step. Yeah. Inventory. Then in the balance sheet, inventory will come. Milk. What is the accounting entry? Agriculture produce milk account debit to other income. 3,000 multiplied by 24. Inventory to agriculture produce. Right? 3,000 multiplied by 24. Again. Then agriculture produce. Then agriculture produce. Income from agriculture produce. How much is the value? The value is 72,000. 72,000. And what is the balance sheet value? What is the balance sheet value of the milk inventory? 72,000. Friends, this was the solution of that 2 pages question. Friends, have you found that question useful? Have you understood it? Have we discussed so many concepts around this question? Yeah, in this question, land will be there. We discussed Ind AS 16, we discussed impairment. In that question, the purchase of the cows were there. Then there was a change due to price, change due to physical. Calves were also born. Then again, price and physical change. Inventory was also there, right? So this question is a complete package of all the concept. Government grant was also there. All the concepts here, right? So my dear friends, I have covered it. Okay, disclosure. I have shown you in that what should I say? In the annual report.
Parag.
Yes. So friends, Shilpa ma'am is also there. So good morning,
Uh,
Shilpa ma'am. If you
Good
have
morning, sir. Good
anything
morning,
to,
everyone.
yeah,
Um,
yes ma'am.
I just want to conclude with a few that I'm looking, sir, that many students are still not filling the feedback. There are few people only who are filling the feedback, like Saminathan and one of student. So I request everybody to please fill your feedback form. In fact, uh, I would like everyone that, if possible, just take 2 minutes. I'm holding down and just fill the feedback form right now. I'll be seeing this, how much people have filled it. Just fill the feedback form and let me know that you have filled it. Na?
Okay, sure, ma'am.
Huh.
Okay, ma'am. Sure.
Okay. You have that. Go to the portal. The feedback form is there. We are waiting. Yes, we want you all to fill the feedback form. And student, one more announcements we would like to make for January 2026. We are going to start our live virtual revisionary classes from 15th October onwards. So students, those who are going to attempt for January 26, they can also go for these live revisionary classes, and these LVRCs are be carrying only on questions. We won't be giving you the concepts, assuming that you have all studied the concepts. The classes are already going on, and we'll be just covering few important questions in every session. For those sessions, in those sessions when the questions are being solved, in case some concept issues comes, you may ask the faculty. Okay.
Super, ma'am.
But
Thank you so much
and,
for that.
classes will be on Wednesday and Friday morning 7 to 10. There will be separate link for that live virtual revisionary classes. Okay, we'll be starting with financial instrument consolidation questions. Okay.
So students, you need to fill the form. You need to tell all of us whether we will be teaching in a right manner or not. Are you able to understand or not, right? If there is any improvement which is required, it will help all of us, right? It will
Yeah, yeah.
help in the cause, right?
Definitely, see,
So,
your expectations, until and unless it is not met out, our purpose will not solve. So we
yes.
should know your expectations also, and for that you have to fill that feedback form. Besides that, I hope everybody have also joined that WhatsApp group also.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. I already joined, ma'am.
Okay. So Megha, Saminathan, Ayush, Bibhu, Sanjay. Hope you all have filled that, and Leela. Hope you all have filled that feedback form.
Yeah, ma'am.
Just ma'am, filling it, just filling it.
Okay. One more thing, we also have open house session on every Monday from 4 to 5. In case you have any query, you can post it on the WhatsApp group with mention that open house query for financial reporting, and we'll address that live during that 4 to 5 class. It's on every Monday. Since your exams are coming nearby, you all are for this January 26 examination. Who all are giving for January 26? Who are going to appear for January 26 examination?
I am writing, ma'am.
Saminathan. Saminathan, you give this in September examination also, na?
Yes, ma'am. I given, ma'am. I
Okay.
just I checked it. Yeah, I
No,
have given, but
just
hopefully I
for
will.
understanding the paper, na? You
Yes,
appeared.
ma'am. But I will get minimum 40 mark in all the papers.
Good. It is really good then. Chalo, it's really good. And what about Sanjay, Bibhu, Ayush, and Megha Leela? When will you be appearing for the examination?
Then my attempt would be in May 26.
May 26, ma'am.
Acha, all are having May 26 examination. Okay.
Yes, madam. I written September examination, waiting for the result.
Okay. Okay. What about Megha?
Ma'am, I think her mic is not working.
Okay. Okay. Hope you all have filled that feedback form. We'll check it out. And in case you have any query with Board of Studies, you let me know. Otherwise, we can end up the session, sir.
Ma'am, I have filled up, submitted, ma'am.
Okay, thank you, Samnathan.
Thank you, students. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Thank
Stay
you.
safe, stay happy. Bye-bye. Take care.
Bye, students. Bye, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you very much.
Bye.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am.
Bye, ma'am.